Things Podcast. Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest episode of the Needless Things Podcast, where we talk about toys, movies, music, and all manner of pop culture dorkery. I am your host, Dave, and, last night was a rough one, you guys. Not from a drinking standpoint, but from a walking standpoint. That's W-O-K-I-N-G. But I do invite you to go walking with me, the Needless Commentary team, and our pal Chad Shonk from California to experience Caravan of Courage, an Ewok Adventure on the newest Needless Commentary. And it was worse than I think any of us realized, except for Chad maybe. But we endured. We had a wonderful time discussing certain aspects of the movie, as well as basically anything that would take our attention away from the movie. So I think this is going to be a really fun commentary, whether you're watching along or not. And I still love the Ewoks, I still love the concept of the Ewoks. I just don't know how I feel about televised Ewok specials. But at some point, we're going to have to watch Battle for Endor. It has to happen. So stay tuned for that. It isn't going to be anytime soon. It may not be in the next decade, but it'll happen. Aquaman, however, is a much, much better movie than Caravan of Courage. And I understand that's a relatively low bar to have to clear, but went and saw Aquaman last Saturday night. I was so excited to be going to see it that I went on a work night, or more importantly, when I had to work the next day, and it paid off. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and our pal Ryan came over to the Phantom Zone a little early before our commentary last night to sit down and discuss Aquaman, so that's going to be our next mini-cast that should post probably next Wednesday, I'm thinking. We on needlessthingspodcast.com, we're not going to have any posts on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Christmas Day would have been our DVD post, but as you can imagine, not a whole lot. I'm sorry, I said DVD post. What is wrong with me? It's Home Again, our Blu-ray and home media rundown, where each and every week I'll run down what releases are coming to home media that we're interested in here at Needless Things. Not every single thing, because, man, that would be overwhelming. But, yeah, you can go every Tuesday, check out what's coming out. But this coming Tuesday, Christmas Day, obviously not a whole lot's happening, so no post there. And it's a holiday, and we generally don't post on holidays anyway. And for me, Christmas Eve is even more of a holiday, because, I mean, that's really the big last celebratory event prior to Christmas. I really love Christmas Eve. Like, that's my favorite part of everything, which is why it's so wonderful that I'm working overnight Christmas Eve this year. Really, really super looking forward to that. But between now and then, I'm trying to make the best of the holidays. We're doing everything we can to have a great time, to have holiday cheer, and so far, it's all working out really well, despite a certain number of Ewoks entering into the equation last night. But Aquaman, we're going to have that review up. My written review is currently up on needlessthingspodcast.com. You can go check that out right now. But me and Ryan talking about it will go up sometime next week. And finally, before we get into the commentary, I just want to say that I hope everybody has found a way to have some kind of cheer this time of year. I know some people aren't into Christmas. I know some people aren't into the holidays. But, you know, you got to find your own way to make this year-end period of time something significant and pleasurable for you. You know, and I'm not saying, obviously, you're not going to be going to tree lightings or Christmas concerts or anything like that, but, you know, try and stick the landing on 2018. Do what you can to spend some time with friends. Just try and remember that this is a fresh new start right around the corner. And yeah, it's just time. You could be cynical and say, well, it's really just beginning of the year doesn't mean anything. It's just more of the same, blah, 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 blah. But it's a great time to reset. I can look at January 1st, and for me personally, it's very easy to look at that and say, okay, this is the time when I'm going to enact these decisions. This is the time when I get to say it's a new year with new things. I'm going to try different things, new things, whatever. Like for me, it's just an easy reset button for certain aspects of my life or whatever. And I think it works that way for most people. But before we get to that reset button, just have some crazy fun, do some fun things, and try not to worry too much about what's gone before in 2018, and just focus on, you know what, let's wrap this up, let's have a good time, and let's focus on the year ahead once we get to it. I don't know. I just feel like, and maybe this is just as much for me as it is for anyone, because I mentioned last week or the week before, I'm not really a big fan of that whole, 2018 was horrible, blah, blah, blah. I don't like that mentality. You know, certainly things about it were horrible, but you can't just look back at a whole entire year and say, oh, that was horrible. But at the end of this year, bringing it home, I am somewhat inclined to feel that way. It wasn't a great year. There were a lot of challenges this year that I would rather not have dealt with. And overall, if I had to place it in the good or bad column, I would probably have to place it in the bad column. Which was not my intent going into the year, but it never is. I always look ahead. I would rather look ahead with optimism and look back with regret's not the right word, but disappointment. Well, that didn't go how I wanted it to, but you know what? At least in the beginning, I wanted and expected it to go well. Like life had to beat me up to get me down. I didn't start down like from my own volition, and I guess that's a thing that I think is important. Is, you know, try and start with a good outlook. Try and look at things with some optimism and with all of the possibilities that there are, as opposed to just assuming like, well, this is going to be awful again. Because that's no way to start, or at least for me, like I can't operate like that. So I'm going into 2019 hoping for the best, planning to do my part to achieve the best, and it's going to take life punching me in the face a bunch of times to take that away. And in 2018, life was I was Little Mac and life was Mike Tyson. Just knocked me the fuck out. But here at the end, I'm getting back up again, and I'm gonna keep on working to make things as great as they can be, and I hope you guys can do the same. So, and speaking of which, perhaps watching Caravan of Courage is a bit of a metaphor for 2018, because that movie, it tried to beat us down, but we hung in there and we had a great time despite what we were being forced to endure. So I hope you guys enjoy listening to us have a great time watching some crazy furry bears run around on screen, seemingly purposelessly. And check out the Caravan of Courage, an Ewok Adventure, which, by the way, when I was a kid, felt very much like a holiday special to me. So it is certainly appropriate for the season, if nothing else. All right, you guys, enjoy. Okay, so are we recording?
Crawl sucks.
Crawl does suck. We're not here to debate Crawl's quality though, because there is no debate.
There is no debate.
No, there's no debate. It's terrible. We're here to discuss, because there's no Star Wars movie for December this year.
It's really weird and I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I fucking hate it.
We've only had it for 3 years. It used to always be like
feels
this.
like
No.
well, but Star Wars is since we were children has been a part of Christmas because you get Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
You get like it is in some way a part of the holiday season. But this year we don't get a Star Wars
To be
movie.
fair, Solo came out at the right time historically.
Sure, but they should have saved it for now.
For Christmas.
They should
Because Mary Poppins, I think, could have been fine without being a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But don't worry, Solo did fine, and we're getting 3 more.
Wish. Needless Things is here to fill your Star Wars void. With Ewoks, Caravan of Courage.
Shove it right in.
I'd rather go into the void than watch this again.
Our
You
December
ever seen Into the Void?
needless
It's a good movie, too.
commentary. It is.
Actually, the Void VR experience.
The Void
Disney
is
Springs
also-
pretty rad.
But so for anybody who, for some reason, owns this movie, it is time to hit play and follow along on our
Or
special,
finds it in more illicit ways.
our special holiday needless commentary.
We know everybody owns Caravan of Courage, so you gotta start
Right,
it. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
because Lucasfilm has made it so easily accessible.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you can find it on iTunes.
It's
and
Sure,
everywhere.
sure. It's all the digital places that Arian likes
It
to
is no
go.
longer
Zune.
canon.
I know.
So we have our full
Used
You find on Zune,
Zune,
Friendster.
the Zune, whatever network is called. We have our usual commentary team, as well as our good friend from the left coast, Chad Shonk, is in town. Welcome, Chad.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
great.
apologize.
No, this is
Not
gonna
for
be
my
fun.
presence. My presence is wonderful.
Your presence is
I'm just
delightful.
saying-
This is Krampus knocked.
This was your baby, but you weren't
We
wrong.
discussed it. We discussed it.
You weren't. Well, I endorsed it. You
Yes.
suggested it,
Yes.
and I endorsed it.
Yes.
And now we're doing it.
Yeah.
We can't all be right.
Yeah.
Nobody watching this movie is right.
We all have to fuck up sometime.
Anybody watching
Just
this
wait
movie,
until my pick of Samurai Cop comes up.
Oh,
just
jeez.
wait. Just wait.
anybody watching this movie has made at least one poor life decision.
Mine was showing up for this commentary.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't got no job.
I know. This is what happens. Fuck, I'm unemployed.
I
I'm
wish
not
I
watching
had got
this
a
shit.
job at Sean's old job just so I didn't have to come tonight.
I know. I should have waited 2 days to quit.
But we have to say up front, to be
That's how bad
fair,
it was.
as a kid in 1984, those of us who were born in 1984,
Ryan was -4.
right?
I don't remember it.
I don't even know if
DVD.
Ryan's parents were old enough to
Probably
go to
not,
the movie
no.
theater when
Yeah.
this came out.
Yeah.
Although this wasn't in the
They're
movie
still
theater,
saying
so
it.
it wouldn't have
They
mattered.
would have been very disappointed.
You're right.
Unless they were in Australia or Germany.
But when I was a kid, like I was desperate for more Star Wars after Return of the Jedi came out, and
Look what happened.
this is what desperation gets you.
This is what we have brought.
And after this, we still wanted the Phantom Menace.
You're right.
I was of the age group where I really wanted Phantom Menace. So I
No, we all were.
We all wanted it.
Yeah.
No, we
Until
all
I
I
was
was
saw it.
super.
Shit, we were all.
No, and I was also of the age group that saw it and was like, this is fucking badass.
Me too.
true.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to anybody after the first viewing of that movie.
Yeah.
Nobody I knew was like, that sucked.
Yeah.
No, I was
We didn't-
disappointed, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We didn't know how bad the remakes were.
Like nobody liked Jar Jar. We all agreed on that. But otherwise, like
Yeah.
nobody thought it was a shit movie.
No.
Well, I think this relates. It's important to remember that when Lucas made Episode 1,
It's the best part of the movie right here.
he
The
thinks
song.
of these films as kids' films, all of them.
Sure.
The first Star Wars movie made without being thought of as a kids' film is Force Awakens. Right? One could argue Revenge of the Sith should not be thought of as a kids' film because of how dark it is.
Right.
But when he made
What was the first one to be PG-13?
it was, yeah, and he by necessity, but he thinks of these as kids' movies. And so if you go back to the Ewoks and Return of the Jedi, he's thinking about kids. He made this film for his daughter, for his youngest daughter, Amanda, who was a big fan of the Ewoks. So we should have predicted when we get to Phantom Menace that he was going to make a movie aimed at kids. And that's when he misjudged the main core of his audience at the time.
Right.
That the people who had grown up on Star Wars didn't want to see a kids movie.
Well, even my son, though, when I introduced him to Phantom Menace, because we went in order. When I showed him the movies
just because that's how my brain works.
Right.
He saw Phantom Menace first, and he was never a fan of Jar Jar.
Yeah.
It didn't appeal to him.
Well, I'm not
but
saying he did it right.
He loved Anakin as a kid.
Yeah.
He really liked Kid Anakin, and through the years, as he's grown older, following Anakin through the Clone Wars, like, Anakin's his identifying character.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is, you know,
I love Clone Wars Anakin. I just can't stand Clone Wars Anakin.
Right.
Attack of the Clones.
But that's the thing we have to remember, is that it's generational, and is that as it goes on, it has to appeal to succeeding generations. But back in the day, I remember watching this as a kid and being very unsatisfied by it.
Yeah, look at these little dead-eyed things.
That will be a runner. We will discuss how disturbing these Ewoks look.
Well, we'll get there. First, I want to go around.
Wait, when did the baby just get wrapped? She was just holding it unwrapped a second ago.
Are you looking for continuity in this piece of shit?
You're going to be
what
very
the
disappointed
fuck is
if you
wrong
are.
with me?
Yeah.
Why
So
does he have
Sean-
long arms? Look at it.
Yeah,
He looks like Freddy Krueger.
He does. Absolutely. They go down to like his knees.
Freddy Krueger.
Freddie Krueger,
I-
the British
I-
writer.
I remember as a child actually
Sean is
liking
about
this
Freddy
movie and the
Krueger.
second one. However, it should be stated for the record that I would have been like 7 or 8 at the time, and kids are stupid and their brains aren't fully developed.
Yeah,
So,
And you had that whip it habit.
yeah, still do.
Whip it real
Man,
good.
you get the zooms. That shit is great.
Yeah.
So, Sean, you said you had not seen these.
If I have, I really don't remember. It's very likely that I did, but
It's called
also, yeah. And my parents did drugs, so I might have had a contact eye.
And Ryan, had you
No,
had,
I didn't know they existed. I saw the cartoons when I worked at Blockbuster. I rented the DVDs of the cartoons, but I never saw these, and I'm kind of glad.
Well, now you have,
Yeah.
because we're here to share everything.
My shit's been ruined. I actually liked
is only-
Ewoks before I saw
This is only part 1 of 2.
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
that's
So-
awful.
This is all just a setup for Battle for
Now,
When did none of
according
these air?
according to 8 or 9-year-old me, the second one is much
God,
better.
look at that rapist looking son of a bitch.
Look, it's a star goat.
Yeah.
I am very off-put by the fact that the animals are just animals in this.
I'm with you on that.
All of them.
Yeah.
They're just like, there's a llama, there's a goat, there's an owl.
It does. That does
A
not
lizard.
seem very Star Warsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Okay, this
does.
is one of the things we're going to be looking at as we watch this is whether this is Star Wars or Star Wars-ish. And the definition of that is something that really feels like a part of the overall Star Wars saga, or something that feels like Star Tours, like an offshoot that is inspired by the technology and ideas of Star Wars, is part of the franchise, but is kind of a reach as to whether it really fits into what we think of as Star Wars.
Shit, at times this feels like Grizzly Adams meets talking teddy bears.
Yeah,
It's not even Star Wars. It's just like,
It's
hey,
like Swiss
Switzerland.
Family Robinson and Teddy Ruxpin.
Now, Chad, what were your memories of
I've
this?
seen these movies dozens of times.
Oh my gosh, you're a strong
My brother's
man.
4 years younger than me, and he loved them.
Okay.
I mean, I was only, 8 when this came out? So, I remember kind of knowing they weren't good, but like you said, it was Star Wars. It was more Star
Yeah.
Wars, and that's all that mattered.
As a kid, you were never going. Well, one, we didn't quite understand why they weren't as good.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't, we
About
didn't understand about budgets and
This
how
cost,
the effects
this,
went together.
This one cost about $3 million.
Which is what fraction of the general Star Wars movie budget of
Well,
the time?
it's actually only about half of what the original cost, right? The original didn't cost
But
a ton.
but versus Jedi.
Yeah. It's a very low budget thing. It's made by a television director mostly. It was made all in Marin County, within 5 miles of Lucas Ranch, Skywalker Ranch. I'm guessing he just didn't want to travel.
Sure.
But it does look cheap as fuck. But
These
I
costumes look
remember.
like footy pajamas.
I mean, the environments are...
No, because footy pajamas, the feet are actually attached.
Yeah.
Like I said, it did look better when I was watching like a dubbed off of TV VHS. When I could actually
That one just slapped the other
make
one
out
in the fucking
anything.
mouth.
It was a lot better. But no, I always knew they were not great. But again, like you said,
Understatement.
they were part of the They were Star Wars movies, and we didn't think we were ever. I mean, at that time, we didn't think we were ever going to get any ever.
Yeah, we thought we were done.
The prequels
Well, and-
were never going to happen.
Yeah, well, and again, C-3PO's cereal flew off the shelf, and it was awful.
Yeah.
It was worse than Captain Crunch tear up your mouth.
Yeah. I mean,
It was like eating glass, but we're like, it's Star Wars, we'll buy it.
and I was too young to go to cons and buy bootlegs of the holiday special, so it was more Star Wars, and it was only a year and a half, I guess, right after Jedi.
Yeah, Jedi was 83, this was 84. Look at his short arms. That one has really short arms.
And yeah, Warwick is really long arms.
And his
It's very
face is
cute.
fucked up.
Now let's take a look at this ship.
Black soulless eyes.
To me,
the
this
devil's eyes.
doll's eyes. This ship looks Star Wars-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's alright. I mean, it's.
I think
It's more the colors than anything.
yeah.
I used to
Yeah, but like that just means that it's not associated with.
It's
the
a civilian
rebellion.
craft.
Yeah.
The
I would say like
This
Well,
thing's
but the
up
rebellion
there,
has.
yeah.
I mean,
They have
they have a
civilian
very
ships.
piecemeal fleet. They don't
Sure.
match.
It looks like a, I mean,
It
it's
looks
a
like
civilian
Star.
ship.
It looks like Star Wars to me.
His
Yeah.
fingers
Okay,
are so
okay.
weird.
Yeah. I mean,
don't
they didn't
know.
have enough money to have it like fly.
Sure.
Anything.
Well, that's fine.
They couldn't show
That's
us the
fine.
crash.
I don't need my starships to fly in Star Wars
yeah, fair.
necessarily.
Fair.
I also
Yeah.
feel like there's not a lot happening in the interior. It's like really open. There's no seats or anything.
Oh.
Almost
But
dead.
all that matters is we get our big reveal
Of Newt.
Of not
Wicked's
Barrymore.
Yeah.
giant buck teeth.
And a fucking Bowie knife. He's like, I'm gonna kill you, little kid.
This movie is introducing Aubrey Miller as Sindel. She would make one other movie. It was the sequel to this one. I think she has one credit as like an assistant film editor on something.
This scene is very creepy to me.
Just because the dead-looking teddy bear is petting the little girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's awful.
Do you think they look at her golden hair and think that maybe she's some sort of little tiny goddess?
Little guy.
Maybe? Yeah, they do love gold.
They do.
Yeah.
Just like
gold.
Just like
God
I
damn
knew that
it.
was coming. You beat me to it.
I mean, this
can't
is a
remember his
little.
name.
This is a little sketchy. I'm not gonna lie.
Goldfinger.
Gold member.
Gold
Oh,
Gold
and then here we have Mace, the first Mace, the original Mace, the real Mace.
Right. Yeah. Mace
Tawani.
Prime.
Mace
Mace
Tawani.
Prime.
Yeah.
So it bothers me that we can see the lines at the wrists so clearly on these Ewoks. That we discussed during our first run through. We discussed pretty extensively the differences between how this was shot and how Jedi was shot. And my belief is that these are the same Ewok costumes, just shot with a heck of a lot less care and skill. And
Yeah.
also, they're the primary characters of this movie, whereas in Jedi, they were just kind of supporting characters.
Yeah.
So you don't have as many shots that focus on them like you had Wicket. Wicket was, what is the term, like a hero costume?
Yeah, he's the
like,
only one
Wicket's
that
would
was-
have looked perfect.
He was the only one asked to really do anything.
Right. So in Jedi, Wicket would have had the biggest budget, best looking costume of all the Ewoks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then you
There's
would have
still
had,
shit
like-
that's off on these. Like the weird long arms and like the suit looks a little too loose on him.
I don't think Warwick
He's got
Davis's
thumb
arms get any
hands.
longer.
He's got
in
thumb
the air.
hands, Dave.
I think they're the same.
They're thumb hands.
I think they're the same.
all his fingers are thumbs. I don't like it.
I don't think there's any difference there.
This
But
movie-
I think
I like the fact that a guy that's like in a horrorcore band is uncomfortable.
I don't like it.
He's like, this is too much.
this
Yeah,
is
this is creeping me out.
way too
we
weird.
found the line.
Yeah.
We found where it is.
I don't mind being covered in blood and shit, but this,
Yeah, this is
I
weird.
can't
This
handle
is
this.
pushing it. These little teddy bears.
Wow.
I mean, this scene is obviously very reminiscent of Jedi, where they bring
Fur-
Mace in on the
Furries are morally reprehensible.
Yeah.
I understand Ryan's trepidation.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Arian's
that.
opinion
I
does
need
not
that support.
represent the Needless Things podcast.
No, it does not. We fully support our furry brethren.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fine, but I don't like it if you're furries with long arms. That's not. That's weird. That's weird. Other than that, it's fine.
Too far. It's too far. Now here's my question: why didn't they try to eat Mace?
Right. Because he doesn't have any golden aspects whatsoever that,
No.
would, that would prevent them.
Other than he looks like Mark Hamill,
Right. But they haven't met Mark Hamill yet, so
Or have
that
them.
means
as far
nothing
as we
to them.
know. Yes.
Because all right, we've got to theorize a bit about
Timeline.
when this takes place.
Right. That's one of the
Canon.
big questions about these movies.
The
is
general
when they
thought
take
is this is between Empire and Jedi, right?
place. The general consensus is this is 3 ABY.
Oh, so that would be
Right before it'll be after Jedi, after Empire, before Jedi.
okay.
Jedi's 4 ABY. And but the question is that in these movies, Wicket learns some human words, and he doesn't use them in
Right,
Return of the
right.
Jedi, and also that they still seem fairly kind of reticent about technology and humans and everything in Jedi when they encounter a lot
they've
of
been
that
exposed to
in
these
these
people.
movies,
Right.
You know, not just and then in the second one, a whole bunch of other things. So it could almost mean they really weren't paying attention, or that they weren't made with a lot of care.
I can't imagine that's the
I'm
case.
just going off on a thing.
That seems ridiculous.
Yeah. So here we have Sindel
Yeah.
is sick, which is a very unnecessary plot point. But I guess it's not. It's there to have show that the Ewoks are good.
Well, our
'Cause
first
they stay for life.
our first time through, when she got sick, I thought, oh wait, is that maybe the quest of the movie? Is that they now have to go and find the herb to heal her or something? But then they immediately turn around and have this little leaf with the tummy juice.
This is their save the
And
cat.
he just
moment.
has a normal ass seashell like around his neck.
Well, as we see later in the film, the forest moon of Endor has many different climates
They have
and
oceans,
regions.
deserts,
Okay,
and-
now let me ask you guys this. This takes place on the forest moon of Endor. This is not Endor. Endor is a separate planet.
It is.
This is one of Endor's moons. Are you guys aware of that?
Sanctuary
Or do
moon.
you think of this as Endor?
No, this is the forest moon.
It's the sanctuary moon.
But do you guys...
No, I
is
get what you're
everybody
saying.
aware of
I
that?
get- yeah.
But there's but Endor is not a planet with any life on it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people think
Think of that
this
as Endor.
is
No,
Endor.
I get that, but
I think-
I also I kind of like the Star Wars thing where it's like this is the ice planet, this is the desert planet, this is
Right,
the forest
right.
planet,
Yeah.
and it is really jarring that they have deserts and cliffs and like you know I don't know.
Why isn't it all forest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was shot in,
This
in Luke
is-
Skywalker's backyard.
But this is the most realistically
I'm sorry.
depicted planet in all of Star Wars.
yeah,
This
Oddly
instance
enough.
of it.
I'm in George Lucas.
yeah, because it's got
It's fine.
ponies.
Yeah, same thing.
Yes, because it has star
And
star
alpacas.
ponies
Star alpacas
and star packers.
and
and star weasels.
owls. I think later
Yeah, there's an owl.
ferrets.
I think the weirdest scenes are when they're trying to do normal shit like this, like holding some logs, and they look so awkward. Or like climbing down a fucking ladder.
They're much better at fighting than they are at holding logs.
Yeah.
Well, Lucas has often been known for his physical comedy skills.
yeah.
It's like just under Buster Keaton.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Is Wicket trying to woo her?
I mean, he's not very
No,
smart.
Wooher is the bartender on Tatooine in Chalman's Cantina. Oh man, that was solid fucking knowledge that probably doesn't apply anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's
It
called
may not
anymore.
even be Chalman's anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's one of those things.
It
that,
is
like,
until they tell us it's not.
Right. If Filoni has any say in it, it'll be Chalman's.
Yeah.
This is all lost on me.
It still were, though.
Where you're in the presence
Chalman was
of
the
I'm cool with that.
Chalman was the Wookiee
Uh
that owned the Mos Eisley Cantina.
huh. Okay. Hell yeah.
And Wur was the bartender that tried to give Luke tried to ignore Luke.
I have an action
is
figure
this-
of a bartender from Star Wars, and
That's
that makes me
pretty awesome.
ridiculously happy.
So is this canon, or has it been addressed at all?
It was. It was.
Yeah.
Although it was debatable for a long
Yeah,
time.
I think
Now it's
even
considered
before.
Legends. Now
Yeah,
it's
before
considered Legends.
now it's definitely Legends, but I think even before
Yeah.
it was.
So Disney calls everything that's not canon Legends?
Yeah.
Well, everything that came before the Disney buyout that is not Clone
The
Wars
6
or the
movies or the
actual
cartoons.
movies
Okay.
is considered Legends.
Okay.
Star
But
Rabbit.
Dave Filoni,
Rabbit.
who ran Clone Wars and Rebels, works as much of that as he can into
Yeah.
continuity
The old
Oh,
Extended
yeah.
universe,
They had
yeah.
the little robot from Star Tours showed up in Rebels.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Dave Filoni is the keeper of the expanded universe.
He
Like,
is nerdier than me and Chad put together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He,
he's
big
awesome.
time.
Yeah.
that dude's rad.
he's definitely the one that's kept a lot of things alive.
Yes.
Throughout the years on Clone Wars and Rebels, bringing things in. I think it was his idea to bring in Thrawn onto Rebels, and like pull these things in and say, we've got all this cool stuff, let's at the very least reappropriate it.
Right.
Bring it in, maybe do our own version of it.
You keep the concept, but maybe shed some of the unnecessary lore that goes with it.
Keeping the DNA of the universe intact.
Yeah.
While telling different stories.
Because a lot of the EU was very cool stuff.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be thrown out just because a lot of the rest of it was kind of fan wanky.
Well, the world building was great. The stories weren't always great.
Yeah. Yes.
And so I think that what Filoni does is he keeps, building that base of the world, that structure of the world in Black Sun and the Death Watch. And all that stuff.
If you look at Wikipedia, everything
I have it bookmarked. But
everything there sounds really cool. But then if you go back and read the books that the stuff comes from,
it may not be as cool.
It may not seem as cool.
Some of them are, what the fuck?
Some of them are great. And I love this is honest. I love the old expanded universe to a certain extent more than I even love the original movies because I lived with it in my life for a longer stretch of time.
Yeah, we talked about that. I mean, we had 7 hours in the original movie,
right?
And I had hundreds and hundreds of hours of other stuff.
Countless hours of my life spent in that expanded universe.
Which is why I don't live or die on the movies, even though I get excited when the new movies come out. When and it's also why I don't. It's kind of weird. I don't get as much up in arms if one of the new movies bothers me, or if things in not to start a fight, but things in Last Jedi that kind of bug me. Even I still can enjoy the movie because I'm just kind of it's just part of the thing.
It's another timeline.
It's just part of
another timeline.
It's just part of because I'm still reading the novels. The current novels, the current comics are great.
I'm just now getting caught up on Dr. Aphra.
Yeah.
I'm on issue, I think 19. I just finished. And I would like to point something out. I'm going to do it here because I forgot to do it on social media earlier. So people are still up in arms about Jackson, the Green Rabbit Man from the Marvel Comics.
Oh, God.
Right.
Star Wars books. Currently, in the Dr. Aphra comic, there is a cyborg toilet man running around whose name is Bog.
Yeah.
So if you want to get upset about something... And you shouldn't, because it's great, and it's written by Kieran Gillen, who's one of the greatest comic writers working today.
Yes.
Get upset about Bog. Don't worry about Jackson anymore. Worry about the cyborg toilet.
I haven't paid attention. I thought you were going to say people were upset because she likes girls.
Oh, well, I'm sure people are, but people that are upset about that aren't even worth considering anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I'd rather argue with people that
I think this
don't
is
like
the
it.
most disturbing looking Ewok, the vitiligo one.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to decide.
It's a tough race.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
oh my gosh, look at its face!
Yeah, no,
You're
that's
right.
what I'm saying.
You're right.
That
because
one,
you know what?
That one and the baby Ewok are the most disturbing.
The other ones all look kind of dead in the face, but this one looks a little delighted, which is much more disturbing.
Yeah.
So, okay, I want to read something real fast.
Please do.
So, I know a lot of Star Wars fans hate Ewoks, and that's understandable, but...
Well, after seeing this, I don't know how they do it.
Fair enough. But remember that these were supposed to be Wookiees in Lucas's original vision, and he decided to put a Wookiee in the first movie instead, and so when he came to this one, he thought he had already established that Wookiees were technologically savvy, and he wanted them to be primitive. They're stand-ins for the Viet Cong in Return of the Jedi, right? So...
It's a very small opinion of the vehicle.
No, because they win. They beat the big empire.
Oh, yeah, you're true.
That's the idea, is a primitive culture beating the big technological culture.
Which is essentially what happened in that war.
Yeah,
So,
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Space ferret. Sorry.
Now we all know in Return
Starfare.
of the Jedi, there's a scene where after 3PO has convinced them not to eat our heroes, that 3PO then tells, in a great scene, a scene that I love, where he tells the story of the first 2.5 movies using Ben Burtt's sound effects library.
Yes.
Right? To all the Ewoks, to the Ewoks, 3PO does to convince them to help. In the novelization, this is why I love the Ewoks. This is what I'm getting to. In the novelization by James Caan, he gives that speech.
From Elf?
Different James
Caan.
Caan.
Oh, sorry.
K-A-H-N. 3PO, it's that guy. 3PO gives that speech, and it doesn't work. Then Han gives in the novels, and then Han gives a speech, and it doesn't work. Then Luke says something, it doesn't work. Leia tries something, it doesn't work. And then Wicket stands up. Honorable elders, we have this night received a perilous, wondrous gift, the gift of freedom. This golden god, he points to 3PO, whose return to us has been prophesied since the first tree, tells us now he will not be our master, tells us we are free to choose as we will, that we must choose, as all living things must choose their own destiny. He has come, honorable elders, and he will go. No longer may we be slaves to his divine guidance. We are free. So he goes on to talk about, his friends tell us of a force, a great living spirit, of which we are all part. So basically he sits down and he says, they tell us, what is it? He says, it is a brave thing to confront such a fire that may burn down the forest. Honorable elders, many will die that the forest lives on, but the Ewoks, we are brave. We must aid this noble party, not less for the trees, but more for the sake of the leaves on the trees. These rebels are like the Ewoks, who are like the leaves, battered by the wind, eaten without thought by the tumult of locusts that inhabit the world. Yet do we throw ourselves on smoldering fires, that another may know the warmth of light. Yet do we make a soft bed for ourselves, that another may know rest. Yet do we swirl in the wind that assails us, to send the fear of chaos into the hearts of our enemies. Yet do we change color, even as the season calls upon us to change. So we must help our leaf brothers, these rebels, for so has come a season of change upon us. He stood before them, the small fire dancing in his eye. For a timeless moment, the world seemed still. The elders were moved. Without saying another word, they nodded in agreement. Chirpa stood, and without preface, made a brief announcement. All at once, drums began to beat throughout the entire village. I remember that because I read the book more times than not more times, but I've read the book several times. I used to read the novelizations all the time because it's actually really cool for the original trilogy. That's a vision of the Ewoks that I dig. And that's a vision of Wicket that I dig. These kind of noble warriors. These people who, like, Wicket was not, at least James Caan's vision of Wicket was not stupid little goofy.
The primitive, like...
guy. But they were still primitive, but it was...
Oh, wait, we have to look at the baby that looks like Mac and me with fur.
Oh, God.
But anyway, that's why I've always had like a positive opinion on them.
Stars.
Because I like the idea of them as noble warriors and hunters.
Yeah.
And so it's like I like the concept more than the execution.
Yeah.
But I think what happened is Lucas saw dollar signs in them, their teddy bears, and thought, well, we can market the hell out of that, and the kids will love it.
Well, and also when, like, you're reading a novel, that sort of thing reads really well.
Yeah.
If they had Wicket saying all of that in the movie...
Yes. No, I don't think he should have
Yeah.
said all that in the movie, but usually those things are based on earlier drafts of the script.
Sure.
Right, and or deleted scenes or things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
changed. You know, like the solo novelization has like all the deleted scenes in it
Yeah.
and everything. So I wonder if there was originally that moment where Wicket
A little
convinces the
more
tribe.
agency for the Ewoks.
Yes, because you know, and it always struck me as like I want them to be these kind of. It said these warriors, you know, which they are depicted in here a little bit. They're just goofy as fuck.
Well, and that's the thing is like they're clearly little warrior bears,
Yeah, yeah.
but for the language of family-friendly cinema,
Yes.
that's what we get.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and it makes sense. And if you know, maybe if Return of the Jedi was made today, it'd be a little edgier, and maybe they would have eaten somebody, and maybe, you know, like, it would have been a little
Chewie almost ate
different.
that fucking porg.
Right.
So, you know.
He did eat one.
He did.
No,
No.
he didn't.
He killed
He
one.
killed one.
He killed one, but he didn't eat it.
Oh, you're right.
Because the porgs were all giving him the stink eye.
Ah,
A
you're
friend
right.
of mine called that the second darkest moment in Star Wars history.
I
The
agree.
first being the first 10 minutes of Battle for Endor.
Yeah, no,
Which we'll get to.
that's it is. It's dark. You have to because you have to reconcile. We've been watching these cute little creatures for 40 minutes or however long it is into the movie now, and then one of our heroes is getting ready to eat one of these cute creatures, but it's completely reasonable that he's going
He's
to.
always thinking with his stomach.
Right, absolutely.
Although
Like-
he only ever did that the one time, but still. but that's part of the kind of the idea that it's now people who grew up watching Star Wars making these movies because we finally seen Chewie rip a guy's arm off.
Right,
In Solo, which they tried to do with Force Awakens in a deleted scene.
Yeah.
He ripped Unkar Plutt's arm off in a deleted scene, but then they finally got it into Solo. Like these are like fan things. Like
Yeah.
you know, we've always talked about Wookiees ripping people's arms off, but we've never seen it. What the fuck? And yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Like, well, they had the whole scene in Jedi with always thinking with his stomach, and then he'd be hungry. Why wouldn't he eat a fucking pork?
Yeah. Yeah, well, and that's
You know?
the thing is he would, and
And it's female character.
I honestly don't believe that the porgs sitting there looking at him would have stopped him from eating that pork.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a funny moment.
I kind of want to see the scene where he caught it. And,
Right,
you know,
right.
stripped the
Started
life out of
roasted
it.
it. Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Absolutely.
he couldn't hit it with a bowcaster.
I mean,
It would be gone.
He already
Yeah.
fucking killed it. You might as well eat it.
That's just
Yeah.
a waste.
Yeah, it's done.
I mean,
You know, as the Native Americans used to say, use all parts of the pork.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We should later in the movie we should have seen him walking around with a little necklace with like pork feet on it.
Then he could hang out
Yeah.
at
Because
Skinwalker
I'm
Ranch,
pretty
which is way
sure-
scarier than Skywalker Ranch.
Skinwalkers. Oh my gosh. Let's not bring that movie
Now I'll
up.
say this: if the
We're not
pork
watching
stay in the
that.
Falcon, he's gonna have to eat some. Of
I'm
it.
not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the real thing. That's a whole different discussion.
Oh wow.
Well,
That's a future
Next
episode.
week on the podcast.
All right, let's talk
Oh.
about what's going on now.
What is going on now?
I forgot we were watching the movie.
we
fair.
haven't talked about this movie.
To be
in, like,
fair,
a
we're
while.
not watching a movie.
Well, yeah, we're
Yeah.
really not
Yeah.
because there's it's not worth being watched. Although credit
Actually.
to them for having a blaster bolt
Yeah.
actually on screen.
And a big stop motion monster.
See, I can't be mad about the stop motion monster because that's some straight up Harryhausen stuff
It is,
right
no.
there.
But
I'm
it
fine
looks
with
like
that.
shit to me. Like it,
That's why it's in the dark.
yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Except for when they're running, which it's clearly daytime.
But
But now
movie
there
has
has
some lighting continuity issues, as we noticed.
Man, does it ever.
It looked cool, like earlier, like it was a stop motion wolf thing howling at the moon. That looked
Well,
See,
that's
I
a
think
puppet
this
right
looks
there.
good too. I think
That's a puppet.
This looks good too,
Yeah.
though.
There's moments where it looks cool, and there's moments where it looks really fucking bad.
Honestly, I
Usually
think
when you're close up on one of the Ewoks' faces.
I think the issue
Yeah.
Well, that's the stuff of nightmares.
the issue is the differences in how the creature looks because
Yeah.
the stop motion creature does not look quite like the puppet creature.
no.
And when you put that footage together, it's
'Cause
jarring.
I
What I'm
literally at
hearing-
first was like, are these two different creatures? And then I was like, oh, no, they're not.
What I'm hearing is you guys calling for a special edition.
I think so.
I can't
I
wait.
think so. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I think it needs to happen.
I can't wait to not ever watch this again.
And commercial
Wicked
break.
shot first. Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
the commercial break. Yeah, that's the thing you tell it's a TV movie because it's got the fade out. Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Although earlier they did have. Oh, here's the part where Wicket crop dusts them continually.
yeah, he just keeps putting his
He
ass
just
in the
keeps
tree.
sticking his ass in
Ass
the
first.
tree stump. Watch out!
Yeah.
There's another one. Yeah.
Little Ewok butts.
Yeah, this creature, okay, you're right, Ryan. Before I doubted you a little bit, but you're totally right. The stop motion one
Yeah.
looks significantly different from the puppetry
It
one.
does.
I kind of dig this part though.
Oh, no, I like
Yeah,
it. I like
It's
it.
an
I
old
love-
fashioned movie monster.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But there's clearly, like here, we see some nice stop motion Harryhausen stuff, and then in a moment we're going to see like a slightly below industry standard puppet animatronic.
Well, Joe Johnson said, who was the production designer on this, and who worked on the miniature crew for the original movies and went on to direct Captain America and Jumanji and Jurassic Park 3. He was a production designer, and he said that they kind of were given, George just kind of told him, go have fun. And didn't really give them a lot of guidance as far as how to make the movie. It just kind of said, so he really enjoyed the fact they got to do some old school techniques like this.
That makes sense.
You know?
It makes sense. And but from what I understand, George Lucas kind of had oversight on this because of how disappointed he was after the holiday special, because that was the last TV project they had prior to this.
Yeah.
But did, like, as much as he was a producer on this, he did have faith in the creatives he put in control
I
of it.
think if you ask him, he would say this is his first television project because
Yeah,
the Christmas special does not exist.
Oh, yeah. It's
He had,
literally,
he
he's
had no control of it
Yeah.
whatsoever. But I mean,
Hey,
he just
happy life day to you too.
but
that's irredeemable.
I think with these films, he was involved in the script process and in post.
Yeah.
And
This is far more watchable than the Star Wars Christmas special.
I agree.
It doesn't
Yeah,
be Arthur. Though.
Yeah.
The holiday special is I watched it last year because I thought it has to have
fun.
some form of entertainment value.
The cartoon
It's
is okay.
just awful.
The cartoon's alright.
Even the cartoon though is so inconsistent.
No,
bad.
it is. There's a novelty to it that they're all doing the voices. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That part I like.
Yeah.
That all the actors are doing the voices, and except for that's not Boba Fett's voice.
Right. It's not Tim. It's not Timmy Morrison.
It's not Timmy Morrison or whoever did his voice.
Who was
originally.
Aquaman's father?
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Is he?
Yes. One of my favorite things about the movie.
He's just a simple man trying to make his way through the galaxy.
Which, by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and say it now because I'll take any opportunity I can. If anybody listening to this has not seen Once We're Warriors, go get that movie immediately and
Great
watch
movie.
it.
Yeah.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it's a drama. It's not my bag,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And it stars Jango Fett. What else do you want?
You're right.
We've got a star weasel and a star chicken.
Yes, a star furry chicken.
I wasn't with you at first, but now you're right. It's weird that it's just a bunch of regular animals.
Yeah, it's
They're not.
it's strange.
They're not Eopies or banthas or Zubaks.
Because we haven't seen standard animals in Star Wars at all.
Have we? No.
No. Not even like...
Anakin rode a giant tick in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, but we
That was
haven't
after
seen
this.
that.
That was after this. But no,
I guess we don't have giant ticks.
Chronologically, it was.
We don't have ticks that big.
in no way, like in the original
Some
trilogy,
are
there are no standard animals. Like not even like a chicken on the Lars Ranch.
Well, yeah, they weren't. They were.
Well, they were
farming
moisture farmers,
Yeah,
but I
moisture
mean,
farmers.
it would have been easy if they'd said we'd like a little more business in the
Or a
background,
little more
throw
rural,
some chickens out there.
Kind of make it a little more
Right.
rural or more
Right?
rustic.
They didn't do any of that.
No, I mean
It's odd.
There are elephants, but they're dressed up like banthas.
Right?
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah. Yeah.
They could have easily made these pony banthas.
Good look at that. Oh, look how they clump that in right
Oh.
there.
That's actually look.
Yeah.
That's some of the
It's
best
not
effects
terrible.
in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then standard
Star
owl,
Star Owl.
Star Owl.
just a star owl.
So here we are in Bright Tree Village, I think, for the first time in the movie, right?
Yeah. And I was actually like this. The fact that they
Oh, here's
acknowledge the Ewok village, as it is colloquially known, makes it okay that previously they were all living on the ground.
Well, I think they were on their way. They were heading
Because
towards it.
if they had never shown the village in the trees, it would have felt like what is this bullshit?
Yeah.
And now they're about to play dreidel.
Like I said, this was originally going to be an Ewok holiday special, and this has got to be a leftover.
Absolutely.
Because it wasn't a Christmas special, it was a holiday special. It was going to include everybody,
They
Life
don't,
Day.
they don't look Jewish.
including the dreidel.
They don't look Jewish.
See, now you did it again. Now I want to watch Spaceballs.
I know.
I'd rather watch Space.
I don't even think Spaceballs is great. I just like it. But still.
I love it.
More money.
I still like it. I agree, though. It's not great. Like it's not as good as it was when I was a kid.
I'll say this about Spaceballs. Mel Brooks does not have an understanding of Star Wars.
No.
It's not a Star Wars parody.
No,
Oh,
it's
no.
just a sci-fi parody.
Yeah, like he has a
You know,
little
it's,
bit
it's,
in there,
it's a
but
sci-fi
like,
parody with some Star Wars dressing. on it.
especially when you look at, quality, say you look at like the Family Guy Star Wars or like
Yeah.
the Robot
Oh,
Chicken
that's
Star
Robot
Wars
Chicken
stuff.
understanding.
Those are legit people
Yeah.
who know
Yeah,
Star
yeah,
Wars and
for sure.
understand it.
sure.
Making jokes about the
Yeah,
actual
you
thing
know,
versus-
Mel Brooks is trying to figure out where he can put a blowjob joke in and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
he looked
not
at
my
the
big.
Star Wars like one sheet and was like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, it was
okay.
really like he saw a poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on
Maybe
the
he
toys.
went. Maybe he walked out halfway through the premiere or
Yeah,
something. He's like,
yeah.
I got it.
He's like, I can do
Which
this.
I mean, I feel like is
little
is
green,
fine.
little green dude,
Yeah.
light swords.
Yeah.
I got it.
The Schwartz.
Yeah.
But like the Family Guy specials, what everyone thinks about them, they're very Star Wars literate.
Oh, for sure.
They know what they're talking about.
I think the first two are like really good, and the third one they did out of necessity.
Yeah, and my wife to this day still every once in a while will just say, "Don't get penisy."
Yeah. Oh, that's like the best thing.
Yeah.
I think about that every time I watch New Hope.
Yeah.
Don't get cocky, kid.
Yeah, don't get
penisy.
Yeah, I think my favorite line in that one is when they go, "You target small animals for sport." And he's like, "There are 2 sons and no women. What the hell else am I supposed to do?" So.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Those
There
are great.
plenty. Like you go to drive 20 miles outside of where we are now to the sticks, and there's plenty of young men with BB guns and squirrels.
Oh yeah, my parents live in White County, Georgia, and there's plenty of that going on.
Appropriately named.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's so with something like Spaceballs, it was more surface.
It's more about the visuals.
Yeah. It's very surface.
Yeah, I still like it, but it's not nearly my especially now. If you asked me when I was a kid, that'd be my favorite Mel Brooks movie, but not even close now.
Yeah, it's not. It's not Young Frankenstein.
Young
teeth
Frankenstein
moving
is
in
the
his
best,
head.
dude. That movie's great.
Yeah.
That and Blazing Saddles are.
I was in Italy like 5 or 6 years ago, and I fucked on my foot, and so I had to go to bed early every night to let my foot rest because I was walking around all day doing research for my book.
Yeah.
And I was there, so I couldn't go out at night, and so I would rent movies on my iPad, where the hotel only had Wi-Fi in the lobby. So I had to go down to the lobby, set my iPad to download, go get dinner, leave it with the concierge, go get dinner, come back. And I rented Blazing Saddles one night, and I realized I had not seen the whole thing.
Oh no!
I sat in my little room in Rome laughing my ass off because I don't think I had ever seen the whole thing.
Somebody's gonna have to go back and get a shitload of dimes.
And it's funny, having done that, Where the White Women At has become part of my lexicon
Oh yeah, totally.
almost immediately. That and Are We Awake? I don't know. Are We Black? It's so good. I did that earlier this year too. I watched The Verdict with Paul Newman, and I thought I'd seen it before. And I'm like half hour in, I'm like, I've never seen this. This is great.
I've never seen that.
I've never
It's amazing.
See what?
The Verdict. Paul Newman movie.
What other movies other than this can we talk about?
The baby is so fucked up.
The baby's the
it's
the vitiligo one's terrifying, but the baby's legit. The stuff
I hate these things.
They look like they've all been hit in the face, or like their faces have caved
they
in a
got
little
smashed
bit.
with a
Look,
cartoon shovel.
here's the explanation behind that. After Return of the Jedi was done filming, they took all of the secondary Ewok costumes and stuck them in a box.
And they got
flattened in storage, and they pulled them out, when it was time to film this thing. And also they built a pink vest with little science fiction claspies on the shoulders to put over her sweatsuit.
Riley needs to take a shower.
More ponies.
Star ponies.
Star ponies.
Star ponies. And they're loading up eggs in their...
space ponies.
They'll bust out the war ponies later for Willow.
Yeah.
I think Willow they use the war ponies.
Yeah.
It's true.
I really like this little house
It's built on the horse's back.
that's built, and that's like an actual horse, right?
Probably.
I think
Star
so.
horse.
Is it made out of straw? Is it the
Looking
straw that
at
breaks the
Star
space horse's back?
Horse.
Oh, God.
It's
That was
built out of straw
That was really
and Wookiee sputum. Or Ewok sputum.
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 Spit.
Yeah.
Spajukel.
Here's their Fellowship of the Ring. They're all gonna get a
Yeah, this is their moment where they each get their item.
And my axe.
Yeah. This is where the movie becomes a Fellowship ripoff, where they each get a magical item that will serendipitously
Aid them on their
become useful along their quest.
But the problem is, I don't know how it becomes useful because we didn't see the end.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Spoilers.
Yeah,
we'll get
Spoilers, Ryan Cadaver.
Oh,
God,
no.
don't jump to the end.
Oh no!
No, we get there.
I got my magical
Dude,
She-Ra.
you're gonna shit yourself when the Emperor shows up.
I can't wait.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And he sits down, because he comes down for the groundbreaking ceremony on the shield general.
Well, and it's awesome to see
He's actually got the big scissors, and the ribbon.
Oh yeah!
That's awesome. Yeah.
to see how the shield generator is actually built in that big bunker that they bust into later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like it was really interesting.
And I love like
find that
when
out.
you see the Emperor's dog, Emperor Palpatine, and he's so cute.
I'm out of here.
So
I'm gone. I'm out. It's been a good time.
He's a pug. It's a little pug in a cloak.
It's adorable.
It's great.
I like that as we learn that this tooth belongs to somebody out in the wild, but becomes somebody's talisman.
It's not just some random tooth.
Right.
The
So,
tooth has a story.
This is Jim Bob's tooth, and it's your
Is he supposed to be
talisman.
blind, or is it just bad?
I think it's just bad.
He had sheen
Yeah.
He's got
on his
cataracts.
eyes.
He looked funny.
Let's go around. Sean, who's
Yeah.
your favorite Ewok?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He was not an Ewok.
Jesus was not an Ewok.
He was a black guy.
Yeah.
Well, not even black.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
I like that he can't get on. I said
Not a
Wicked.
honk.
He was a race car driver.
Definitely not.
He was. Him and Jerry.
Wang-a-lang ding, my ding-a-long,
Ding
ling-long.
God, I hate Primus.
Actually, he wasn't a race car
stop.
driver. He built it. Jesus built the hot rod.
Jesus built the hot
Sorry,
rod.
he built
Jerry
the hot rod.
was
Jerry
race
was
car
right.
driver.
Jesus built the hot rod. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
Jesus
right.
built the hot rod.
Yeah, you're
God
right.
damn. Drove so goddamn fast.
Oh, yeah.
Wicket is my favorite because it's probably the only name I know.
Sure,
Name.
sure. That's acceptable. We'll take it. Ryan?
Jim
The Ewok?
Jim the Ewok.
Okay, that's solid.
Yub Nub.
I'm going to go with Low Gray, just because I'm an accessory whore, and when I was a little kid, Low Gray came with the most stuff. He had
Pretty
his
decked out.
fancy
Yeah.
skull hat, his big staff. I like Low Gray.
He's cool.
Yeah,
That's the shaman.
he's the
one?
shaman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Chad.
She's not in here, but I like Nisa.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Chirpa's daughter
Yeah.
from the cartoon.
I was half waiting for
From
you to be like.
from the cartoon and from the stuffed animals.
Yes. Yeah, I like Nisa.
Big
And-
important
and,
part of the stuffed animal line.
Paplu's a cool character, actually.
Paplu.
In the cartoons and stuff, he's a cool character.
I was half waiting for you to say that baby you keep making fun of grows up to be a very important figure in the extended universe.
I mean, probably.
yeah,
They,
yeah.
to be fair, the extended universe really stayed away from Endor.
Yeah.
Like they never like I think in the Rogue Squadron books there
I
was
was
Ewok
just
pilot.
ready to say. Well, but it wasn't even really an Ewok, right?
Yeah,
It was like a fake. Yeah, the Yub Nub became a thing.
because I think they kind of established that the Ewoks stayed isolationists.
Yeah,
you know,
they didn't want to have any.
They never
public
went back in
space.
the books,
Yeah.
really. So we don't know. There's
So, if
some
anybody-
lore.
If anybody came like to their planet with a Bible, they'd shoot him full of arrows.
For sure.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. But
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I do think there was established in the EU that like Wicket, Nisa became chiefess, and then her and Wicket got married, and so they were kind of co-chiefs. Of
But there weren't any like any Ewok Jedis or anything like that.
That would be
That
kind of
never happened.
badass.
No.
It's, considering how Wicket handled that bolus in Return of the Jedi, like him with a lightsaber is a terrible idea.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's true.
Yeah. There wouldn't
bad.
be. He wouldn't be Wicked for long. Arian, favorite Ewok?
The dead ones.
Sure.
Yeah.
Solid.
I do like the asshole one with like the armor, like the chest plate thing. He's pretty cool. The one that's kind of addictive.
We're gonna meet him in just a minute here.
Yeah.
The woodsman.
yeah.
The
Sure,
woodsman-
sure,
the
good.
woodsman with a Klingon name, basically.
Yeah, whatever
Whatever.
that one is.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. His name's like a Klingon,
Yeah.
or like a Klingon swear word or something.
I like these wacky trees in the painted background that look slightly less painted than the other backgrounds.
Yeah, that
some
was
of them
pretty
look
good.
like my 5-year-old's watercolors. You think they just put the like cloth on the horses to like make them try to disguise?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
I
to
know
make him
what's
look more
there.
alien.
Well, but they match. I mean, they match the
Oh,
Ewoks
that's true.
headgear.
You're right.
yeah, but it's still.
Let's put
What a
leather head
fucking
on the
nerd
thing.
this guy is. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Sorry, just the look on his face.
he's terrible.
He's a pud.
So,
Oh no! This
I hope he dies.
tree made out of Play-Doh almost hit
Hey,
me.
well, you're gonna have to wait a
Yeah.
little while.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen before this one ends.
Yeah.
Oh, does he die in the second one?
The entire family dies except for her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Spoilers. Like I said, the whole movie is a setup for the punchline. The first 20 minutes, I'm not joking, but the first 20 minutes of the next one is one of the darkest things Star Wars has ever
Holy
done.
shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
It's
Alright.
messed up.
So here's
Yeah, you are. We're going to talk about it.
here's the
Can't wait.
Ewok. Here's the Ewok version of Ryan. Isn't that basically what you said?
Oh, the asshole one?
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
me.
The grumpy woodsman.
Totally. He's like, fuck all this. Fuck all y'all.
Look, he just slaps Wicket.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
With his little fake styrofoam axe. Look at that bullshit.
Shit's awesome.
Oh,
Found
but
your
he's got his
tooth.
missing
Yeah.
tooth.
We're best friends now.
That is
Well,
yeah.
It's gonna take him a minute.
yeah.
That is a
Mace
bullshit
doesn't
axe.
believe him. Mace thinks he's a douchebag.
Yeah,
Mace
Mace is a
looks
douchebag.
really weird right now.
Yeah.
He looks like a tiny human.
I mean, he is a kid. That's
Right,
what
but
a kid
he
is.
looks like a small adult.
Yeah, I mean, he's not like a
He's
child. He's a
surrounded by
teenager.
teddy bears.
Right, but his proportions are.
He looks
are
young.
odd.
The editing in this is so bad. Like, he's in a different pose in every cut.
Yeah.
Like, the continuity is awful.
He's like, yeah, check out my badass axe throwing skills, bro. But you can't do that shit.
Yeah, wait till Deep Woods Ewok gets to him.
I like that they've been on this,
He's
been
hit him in the
stranded
nuts
on this
with that
planet
axe.
for like 2 days, and his spacesuit's all ripped up and torn up and shit.
Oh, yeah.
It could happen in the crash.
This is day 2. Yeah, it was fine before. When they found him, he was totally all right. Like
That's
it was
because
all,
they didn't show the scene where he gets molested by some Ewoks.
He did have the scene where he got
unfortunate.
attacked by the thing in the tree.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
They look pretty.
Oh, you're right. And you know what? That might actually be what that is.
Yeah, I think it
on the
is.
right
Yeah.
arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that was the hand his dumbass used to go after the little
Well,
tree
in
thing.
the I don't know when they decided, but originally there was supposed to be like a killer plant that got hold of him.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
like
early
a
drafts,
big
and that would
man-eating
have done the
plant.
same. They got his arm.
That would have
instead
cost
of-
more money.
instead of the little
Right.
puppet that
Little
was in a
cutesy
in
fur
a
thing.
hole. Yeah,
the one that Dave owns.
There was that, yeah. Where did my puppet go?
he's over here somewhere. He's right here.
There it is.
Yeah.
This is actually
It looks better than the one in the
it's
movie.
it's a prop replica
Oh, is
of the
Space Slug.
the tree. I wouldn't buy a space slug, but I
Oh,
definitely
okay.
would want the tree monster
Everybody wants Ewok merch.
from Caravan of Courage. All right, so this
I would have bought some Ewok figures from this movie, but
The-
they never really made them.
I've
This
got
is the
like
titular
I've
Caravan
got
of
easily
Courage.
20 Ewok figures on the shelf.
Oh,
over
I like
there. Now
Ewoks.
they're not from this.
Yeah, I want the
But,
tough guy one and the
Yeah, that
Like,
they
technically wouldn't-
unfortunately
a
they
scaled
haven't done that.
Borax would have been great.
But I will say this: I'm looking at this space slug puppet, and the tree slug actually did look a lot different because it had a bunch of eyes on the top of its head. It did. So it is a different.
So they glued a bunch
they
of
glued
eyes.
a bunch
to
of
the
eyes.
The same.
They
color.
went to Hobby Lobby
Yeah.
and bought a bunch of little black
They're like-
rhinestones.
Yeah.
And glued them to the top of a space slug puppet.
They're like, can we bedazzle a puppet? We need a new monster.
And they're like,
For a
of course
second,
we can.
Can we
Yeah, they're like
take a
35
moment to
years from now,
appreciate
people are going
Sindul's
to
hair?
critique the shit out of this.
Let's talk about Sindul's hair for a minute.
Can we just appreciate the mop? Where that's got to be 90% of the reason she was cast, right? Is like curly hair thing, and the
Yeah.
fact, as Aaron pointed out, she's kind of like a not Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely a look for the kids of the 80s.
With less
She's
talent
not made for
and
TV.
hopefully fewer drug problems.
Well, Drew turned out all right, though.
Yeah.
It took her a while.
It took her a while, but
She was
she's
doing
okay.
like cocaine at parties when she was 10.
But she's okay. Well, clearly, though, that's a good way to build up your resistance because now she's doing awesome stuff like
Yeah.
Santa Clarita Diet,
Yeah.
which is one of my favorite current shows.
It is really good.
It's
Is this the
tremendous.
second shaman? I missed this the first time.
This is not a shaman. This is a wizard.
Yeah,
Oh my
he's
God.
giving
Totally
them,
different,
He's giving them a
You
side
need a
quest.
wizard, a rogue, a fighter,
right?
a paladin.
So confused.
The ranger,
a ranger.
is the
Yeah.
way that they
Yeah,
got
ranger.
away.
I'm the ranger.
They're putting together their
You're the
campaign.
rump ranger.
That's
They're
not
putting
wrong.
together their
Oh,
party.
snap. You like butts?
Cannot lie.
I just like that he turned that crystal into a lizard, and they're like, "Well,
With the
shit! Now
Force?
we don't have a crystal anymore."
I've never seen a lizard.
An aspect of the Force.
Yeah, yeah.
Ass. Spec.
It's all the force.
Mm.
Different
Sell
ways to
that,
tap
Rump
into
Ranger.
it.
She's like, I like the lizard.
She does. She's fine with it.
And
Now
that's
the
a
lizard's a
little
mouse.
mouse.
That's even less useful than a
I
lizard.
do
And even
not
more-
get this movie.
And even more Terran. Like, it's just like,
Right,
a
right.
fucking mouse.
It's less exotic than
Yeah.
the lizard was.
The
I mean,
fuck
even
is
even
this
the
about?
frogs Jabba eats in Return of the Jedi are like alien looking.
Yeah,
frogs.
they're really weird
Yeah.
frogs.
Man, they built a full-on Pueblo on the back of that poor horse, and he looks like he's about to break his
Oh,
goddamn ankles.
here we go. Here's a great vista.
Yeah,
These all look like Hallmark cards.
As
the Roadrunner is going to run right into that.
Right.
Some animals were harmed into making it.
Some animals' ankles were at least. Jesus
Guys, this is fucking bad.
This
is a bad movie.
This is,
And its crimes aren't even in the quality, it's in the pacing.
Yeah.
Because it's just taking a long time for anything to happen, and it's because they don't have enough money to make anything happen.
No, there's just got to be a lot of walking.
They're like, we sold 2 hours of commercials.
Here is a completely unnecessary sequence where Mace finds himself under the water.
What is this shit even?
Magic.
It's a magic.
God.
I like that his reflection is still in the water for a second after he disappeared.
Which is so weird because it seems like it would have cost a lot more to keep that reflection there for no reason.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
They probably just missed it.
You're right. Like, that somehow it's an error.
I mean, we watched this. The effects, they probably did the effects in like 3 weeks.
Oh,
here he comes. Here comes
Look at him run.
Run.
Yeah, like, what is this? Like, what the fuck's happening?
It's like a Metallica video.
I can remember everything.
What I felt, what I've known, never shine through my Ewok bones.
Ewok suck. Yes, they suck.
Take a look
Although
at
I'll
my
say this,
leather hat.
who has better expressions, Wicket or the girl?
Ooh, probably
Ooh.
Wicket.
Yeah.
Whose eyes are less dead?
The girl is not great in emoting. But she is great at wearing Uggs.
She's very fashion forward.
Yeah, she was on top of that Ugg trend.
Well, you didn't know she grew up to be Paris Hilton.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, it all makes sense now.
Yeah.
That's
We're
hard.
gonna watch her movie next.
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah.
House of Wax.
Not a bad movie.
I actually
Repo,
like
the
that
Genetic
one.
Opera.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Wicked's
Repo's the
like-
Genetic Opera. That's what
Oh,
we're
this
watching.
is just so that Wicket can use his magic stick.
Or The Hottie and the Naughty, the movie she made with like Jason Mewes, I think.
That would be a good commentary, and by good I mean please don't make us do that.
Yeah. I'm not wanting to.
I like the
Do that.
the typical bullshit Star Wars kibble on his belt right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just random.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Random
Some
shit.
kit bash thing.
Yeah, exactly. Kid Bash.
Yeah.
They just take a bunch of appliances and throw
Yeah.
them. I mean, look at the Sandcrawler in A New Hope. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like just junk.
It's
They
awesome.
They just threw together
Yeah, but I don't know. Something about that, like, totally works. But this.
because it's part of a lived-in world. And
Yeah.
it feels like real things that people would have made.
Yep.
And things like that.
As opposed to this little branch hopping
Look
scene.
at, like, every time you turn around, there's just an Ewok being stupid.
Look at that bullshit map with all those colors on it. Where did they get all those pigments? Nothing in anything we've seen of the Ewoks suggests that they have all those different pigments we just saw on that map.
Yeah.
Look, they built a pueblo on the back of a horse.
Yeah, but their favorite
But it has no
color is like
colors.
off brown.
Good job, Wicket. You stampeded the horse
They're-
house, and now she's gonna die.
All earth tones.
Yeah.
It does remind me though of kind of in.
That one almost fucking.
How
did he do that?
Fucking face plant, you're
Yeah.
right.
He
was like, "Oh!"
And you're right, that was totally a full-grown man on that pony.
Oh, yeah.
Wicket in this reminds me of some kind of Lucas's kind of worst tendencies in, say, like the Special Edition or Phantom Menace, where there's always got to be business going on.
Yeah,
There's always got to be something. Like, no one can just be standing there or anything like that. There's always got to be, it's got to be climbing on a branch, or there's
Some-
got to be some.
fucking clown shit going
Yeah,
on.
there's always, Jar Jar's always got to be moving and doing something.
Yeah.
He can never be standing still and what, it's
He's always going to be sticking his tongue out to grab a fruit or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Poor,
there's never that.
poor Ewan McGregor has to reach out and grab it.
Yeah.
Like,
There's just never.
A down moment.
Yeah, he just doesn't. I mean, I know he didn't direct this, but just it never lets him sit and breathe and live in the world. Like every time you cut the Wicket, he's doing something stupid.
I mean, he's pretty stupid. That is a big fucking pueblo on the back of that horse.
And that was their commercial break.
that was definitely a commercial for probably Domino's
What is
Pizza.
this axe?
I don't know where that axe came from.
It's part of the ship.
Because they
Is
focused
it part of
on
the ship?
I mean, it looks like it.
they focused on the tough Ewoks acts quite a bit,
But
and
it
then
was
this
nothing.
techno axe came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, the hills of California.
Are alive with the sound of Ewoks.
The hill, dude, imagine the hills have eyes. but
Look
the
at that!
Ewoks.
Look at that caravan.
Dude, he looks like a fucking Klansman.
I just see a lot of courage happening.
The second one looks like he's on his way to
Full
Burn
of
Cross.
courage. He's got a feather on his head.
No, okay.
It's okay.
I still think he's going to Burn Cross.
It's okay. No.
Sorry, I've been playing too much Red Dead.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did that finally.
Oh, did you? I haven't
Yeah.
done it yet. You get honor
Yeah.
points for killing Klansmen.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
That's great.
it's the only people that you don't get negative points for.
I,
For just
uh,
murdering.
I am still in the snow.
That's real early. That's like 10 minutes in.
I have
Yeah.
barely played that game.
There
That's
are
awesome.
there are like
pathetic.
3 clan events,
Yeah.
and like it's like, but every time they're bumbling.
Oh
So
yeah.
the first
yeah.
time you go, you see a clan rally, and one of them gets caught on fire.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I did.
And then
awesome.
there's one during the
He's
day.
like, they're like, oh, Billy made it. He's in the clan now, and he's like, hell yeah! And he lights the
Yeah.
cross on fire, and his robe gets
and
caught.
that's when you start firing your dynamite arrows.
Yeah.
And then the second time you meet them, you find a couple of them in a field, the Grandmaster and 2 others, and they're putting up a cross, and it falls down and squishes 2 of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then in the last time, there's only 3 events, and the last time, there's only like 3 of them left, and they're talking about, like, because they've all, like, burned and died. They're talking about how they don't, where is everybody? But there was a guy on YouTube that was playing it where he was made a ton of videos of him killing Klansmen in creative ways.
Nice.
He would take them, he'd hang them from bridges.
That's awesome.
He would beat them to death, and then you can actually feed them to the pigs. The pigs will eat a corpse.
Oh
So
shit.
he like went in and
Oh
threw him in a
my
pig pen, and they
gosh.
started nibbling at him.
I see. I've fed a lot of people to gators, but I
Yeah,
haven't
he'll
done
feed them
that.
gators.
Yeah, I've done that a bunch.
Yeah.
But that's just like random assholes
Didn't-
that are like,
didn't
"Hey,
Nicole-
slow down on your horse." I'm like, "You motherfucker!"
All right, wait. This is a key. This is
Oh,
a
yeah?
key moment.
Is it?
Where they meet?
This is where Mace.
They meet the Juggalo Fairy.
They meet the cross
Gonna
between
spray him with Fago.
No.
Tinkerbell and Crimsy.
This is where we find out that Mace is about as dumb as a cat chasing a flashlight.
I think we've known that for a while.
Yeah. We just hadn't had the flashlight till
But you're right. He is like a cat and a laser pointer.
walking around on all 4s.
Here's what happened to me with Red Dead Redemption: is I plugged in the NES Classic down here
Yeah.
and just ended up playing Castlevania.
Castlevania rules.
Rygar.
It's fucking awesome.
I wish Rygar was on here. Holy shit!
That was one of my
I love
favorites.
Rygar. Loved it.
Throwing that flaming shield.
It's not on here, unfortunately. Oh, I didn't realize there were a shit ton of these. I wasn't paying attention the first time through.
Here it
Yeah.
comes.
You were out of the room, I think.
Yeah, I might have stepped out for a moment.
Yeah.
Well, if you look closely when he gets the fairy, it looks like a juggalo.
The face is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like hand drawn animation,
Oh, these are definitely hand drawn.
but not drawn well.
Yeah.
Although I do like that the pony is reacting as though there's things going on.
It's Tinker too dope.
God.
Stankerbell.
Ah.
Ugh. You know there's a juggalette named Stankerbell.
Tinker
Probably,
balls.
yes.
I feel like that's gotta
Even in your parody names, you have expressed that you know way more about Juggalos.
Oh, dude, I couldn't call myself a juggalo, but I'm definitely juggalish.
You've bumped ICP in your day.
I
Yeah.
have been.
He's had a Fago or three.
I've been sprayed with Fago.
be juggalish.
I have been Juggalo adjacent. It shows.
I did perform Cast Creatures Open for a band called Twisted, which is a
offshoot.
offshoot of Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
And we were like, this is going to be fucking terrible. This is going to be awful. And we had so much goddamn fun.
I believe it.
And all these people bought all of our shit and like bought us drinks, and we're like, this is fucking rad. Fuck it.
See, if I'm going to go to a concert and get sprayed with shit, it's going to be Guar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've done that.
Yeah.
I will say Twisted didn't spray anybody.
Yeah, they
Well,
didn't spray anybody.
I worked the stage for ICP at the Masquerade,
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
and I was not aware of
Yeah.
what they did. So I'm sitting on the stage, and they bring out this gigantic cooler, and I was like, well, that's interesting. I wonder what's going to happen now. And they get out the 2 liters of Faygo and just start fucking spraying shit. I was drenched. And I have... Phobia is not a strong enough word for how I feel about sticky stuff. I have a deep, primal loathing of anything that's sticky. And I was covered in this fucking shit ghetto sticky soda.
Trash soda. Yeah.
Oh,
Did you burn those clothes?
But the show was great. They put on a fucking great show. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
But I was not pleased at being covered with. Look at this fucking thing. You know what? Actually, this looks like a Bill Sienkiewicz drawing brought to life.
Yeah, a little bit.
And by the way, Into the Spider-Verse, I sure hope he got something for that Kingpin design.
Yeah, it's very...
Because that's straight out of his Daredevil.
Yeah, they had a... I know they gave, like, both Bendis and Slott, like, private screenings for the families or whatever.
Yeah, Bendis and Slott.
Because it's just taking Bendis and Slott and slamming them together.
Yeah. But as far as art design, like Sienkiewicz, especially the Super Collider stuff, that was all his art.
And when you see it, by the way, make sure to look at the contacts in Miles' phone, full of Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah. Bendis is in there.
Ditko.
Yeah. Sweet. And they did a special shout. Oh.
Can we talk about any other... Keep talking about any other movies?
Okay, let's talk about Once Upon a Deadpool.
Awesome.
How
was it?
I'm more opposed.
So I took... it's your...
There should be things that are R-rated that just get to be R-rated.
Well, you know what, though? Deadpool hasn't been R-rated until he was in a movie.
Yep.
That's a fact.
And that movie made a ton of money and was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. The second movie was not very good at all. No, it wasn't. It was sloppy. It was lazy.
It was lazy.
I didn't like that they fridged Maria's character.
And the fact that they brought her back did not make up for it.
Yeah. I didn't like what they did with Maria's character.
So the original cut of Deadpool 2, I was not very impressed by. But then we went and saw the PG-13 cut because my kids love Deadpool.
Yeah.
They fucking think Deadpool's the greatest, but obviously they cannot see the first Deadpool movie. The second Deadpool movie is not as the second Deadpool movie is not as extreme, but it's still not appropriate for 11-year-olds. But then Once Upon a Deadpool comes out.
How did they handle the shirt?
PG-13.
That's my favorite scene.
There is a lot. There's a lot cut out.
Yeah.
It's done very indelicately.
Yeah.
I didn't think the movie flowed particularly well in the original cut.
Right.
And it's even worse now. The Fred Savage stuff was hilarious.
Okay, that stuff's actually in the movie. It's not just the trailer.
No, it's all in the movie. It's a good 15 to 20 minutes of really, really funny stuff. Fred Savage viciously taking the piss out of Fox, out of Deadpool, out of Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, I do want to see it just because I like this movie.
It's once it comes out streaming or whatever, it's worth seeing just for Fred Savage's parts. Yeah. But the rest of it, it's an even worse mess than the original movie was.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
I sat there just not laughing.
It feels
Did
like
Riley enjoy it?
It feels like a...
Yeah.
That's good.
But he enjoyed it because he wanted to see Deadpool in a movie.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
It feels like such a weird. It feels like a weird cash grab.
I feel like,
and that's all it is.
But I feel like if parents get an opportunity, like their kids are into Deadpool, and they get an opportunity to share it with them, that's cool.
It's great, but it could have been done with a lot more skill and care than it was.
It was a total cash grab. Yeah.
But the thing is,
here we go.
You can have a cash grab without it feeling like a cash grab.
Yeah. Look at that painting.
And that looks like shit. That looks like the back cover art for a Choose Your Own Adventure story from 1986. You can have.
So they were ahead of their time.
Yeah, that's right.
Like 2
You're right.
years.
2 years ahead of their time. I actually like
Random
this
bubbling
little
pit.
this little bubbling pit of water is one of my favorite things in the
Like,
movie.
well,
Because
hot
it
springs.
We
actually
can't
looks
get
pretty
space
legit.
animals, but we get random bubbling pits of water on a
Sure,
It's a hot
absolutely,
It's hot springs.
absolutely.
This is their, this is their version of Palm Springs.
In this weird, dried out wasteland in the middle of the forest moon.
I do agree. It's weird to like be in the desert in this
Yeah,
on Endor. It is weird. I'll admit. It's again probably more realistic. But,
Sure.
but strange.
but more realistic, but not in line with what we know of Star Wars.
Cinder's a sweaty little girl.
Well, you
Her
know,
face is glistening like the
she's-
entire movie.
she's in a hut.
Probably thinking about how
That's
she's
true.
not going to have any career. after
She's
this.
in a hut made of fur and like Ewok dung.
That's true.
So of course,
I'd be sweating
That's
too.
gotta be what they use, right? Oh, actually, no. They would just use space pony dung, probably.
space pony dung, sure,
Yeah.
and Ewok spit
Why did he just toss his axe?
because he's like, "Fuck this movie."
Yeah. He's like, I'm over this.
Don't worry, he'll have it back in his hand
This
in
is
the next.
fucking dumb.
He'll have it back in his hand in the next shot because there was apparently no script supervisor in this
Yeah.
movie.
And also we're getting ready to see a blaster behave in a way that no Star Wars blaster ever has. Look at her! Look, she is sweaty. Oh my
movie.
gosh!
It's like it's like the fever she had never went away.
Yeah, right.
Because like it made sense when she was sick at the beginning that she'd be all sweaty.
But now she's had the magic leaf fluid, and she should
Yeah.
be better. Look at this crusty little thumb fingers.
I know, they all have thumb fingers. I hate it.
Where's your magic rock, kid? Oh, you're stupid and you threw it away.
You dumb bastard.
Look at the ranger dude. He's like, God, fucking can't take you anywhere, Mace.
Well,
I
you
just
know,
keep staring at his hair, going like he went into the sun. Like
He's
give
like,
me
you're a
give me the
fucking
hammer.
disappointment.
look how fresh and new Badass's little
Yeah.
hat looks compared to everybody else's.
Yeah, their shit's all worn
Like
out.
they made that just for this
Yeah,
movie.
the new design.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of digging Mace's jacket.
I'm bothered by the fact that it's all torn up at the bottom.
Yeah.
I found a place online selling replicas of the Solo jacket.
Oh,
His jacket
nice.
is like Corellia jacket from the beginning of the movie.
You know, I still like the Finn jacket. Or the, I guess,
The
it's pose.
It's Finn's,
But
no, it's Finn's jacket.
yeah, it's Finn's now.
Yeah.
I still like that design a lot.
They exchanged jackets, and, to prove that they got married.
Right, right. I like that this arrowhead was hidden inside a geode, which was inside, like, a pony turd.
Why couldn't they have just given him the arrowhead?
Right. Why did he have to do all that business?
I'm just surprised it wasn't one of those rocks you can get that you hide your key in outside.
That would have been awesome if he turned it over and just slid the...
Yeah. There's a little cutout of an arrowhead.
It fit perfectly.
He is very Mark Hamill-y.
Oh, yeah.
He really is.
And that totally is an X-Wing inspired.
Without
like, X-Wing
the
pilot.
without the charisma or
Yeah, you were right. Without any of the...
I don't think he had that much charisma in New Hope, though.
No, he did. He really did.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's great in those movies.
Yeah.
I love
really-
him.
Yeah.
I just think that movie, I mean,
Oh,
Now,
look, he's young and he's. I mean, he was experienced.
Everybody
Yeah.
talks about the whining thing, but if you watch that movie, think
I'm not
about
complaining. I love that fucking
think
movie.
about how you were when you were 18.
Yeah, yeah.
I
and
try
if-
not to.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, think about this: if Anakin had only been that level of whiny,
Oh, you're right.
it would have been
yeah.
awesome.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Yeah, he's 100
different
times
series
better
of
than
movies.
that,
Yeah. You know, if Anakin
So that was the blaster performing a function we've never seen in Star Wars
No.
ever or since.
I mean, just pulverize that rock.
And it did it in a way that, like, it sat there working at it for a while. And
Yeah.
then it
It
disintegrated.
reminded me of like the Lego video games when you have to like
Yeah,
hold down the
right.
oh, it's something
Yeah.
silver,
Right,
gold.
right.
You gotta hold down the laser.
That's exactly what it is.
He had the gold brick disintegration
Yeah,
power.
He holds down B, he's like,
Yeah.
puts it all back together into sun,
Uh-huh.
So now they're heading into the Gorax's cave.
We're in the end game now.
Yeah.
We're about to be my favorite part of the whole movie.
Only it's the end. Only it's not half as interesting as Avengers Endgame, which, man.
There's some stuff in there.
That trailer told us absolutely nothing and yet was so exciting.
I'm stoked.
I'm excited.
I'll
I have
remain
theories.
quiet.
Oh, really?
Well, I just didn't like Infinity War, so I'm waiting to see the.
Man.
No, I'm going to see Endgame because I'm waiting to see the rest of the movie.
Sure.
I don't like half movies.
Yeah, okay,
So,
I got you.
I didn't like it when Pirates of the Caribbean did it. I didn't like it when The Matrix did it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to change that. Just because it's a franchise I like.
I got you.
So,
I got you.
because, spoiler, most of them are coming back.
Right?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
we already know because they've announced their fucking movie.
Yeah, that's what made the ending feel so hollow to me. Like,
But
it just
see,
felt...
I don't look at it.
Spoilers for Avengers Infinity War.
I can't look. Right? If
It
anybody
shouldn't, by the
hasn't
way,
seen it
it
yet,
shouldn't be called Avengers Infinity War. It should be just the Infinity War, Marvel's Infinity War, because it ain't an Avengers movie.
right.
Steve Rogers has like 4 lines of dialogue.
Here's how I look at it. I can't look at that movie through my eyes. I have to look at it through their eyes.
Yeah.
And through the eyes of Steve and, the survivors.
Yes.
It's horrifying.
No,
and that's how I have to
that will be
experience
interesting.
it.
Yes,
I get what you're
I
saying.
felt empty.
I get it.
It's
I
like,
get it.
I'm watching the Black Panther disintegrate, going like that movie made over $1 billion.
Right.
But
yeah,
but
yeah.
you can't.
He's going back.
So for me,
I don't know.
can't watch.
But the thing is, it's not my fault that I know there's more movies coming because they are very clear and out loud about
Right,
this.
right. But
I
like,
don't know.
for,
It's still
I
like,
can't watch.
dude,
I can't watch movies that way.
I
Like
can't
I
either.
watch it in the world.
Yeah.
I immerse myself.
I watched
in-
that fucking movie. I was a goddamn mess at the end of that.
Dude, the
movie.
third time I watched it, I still, when Bucky is like,
Yeah.
dust, like I still felt it.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm not watching it thinking about how I feel about it as a viewer. I'm watching it thinking about how Steve feels.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. The Infinity Gauntlet is such a big ass cheaty stick.
Yeah,
That,
no.
like-
But everything is, dude.
Yeah, I know.
It's comic book movies.
No, I know. I was
Let's
very
speak-
excited for it.
But wait,
But again, when I see the rest of the movie,
you'll know.
I'll see if I like it.
Speaking
or
of
not. I
cheese
honestly
sticks-
don't have an opinion of
Wait,
Infinity War.
we're into the
Oh,
best
into the best part.
scene.
Oh, yeah.
We're in the best scene of the whole movie.
Some of like the
Right
worst,
now,
the
We're in the
worst
budget
practical-
Sheila scene, right?
She's Cindel's depressed because she knows she's in the movie.
I swear her boots have changed.
Well, by
like
this time in
5
production,
times.
she's
Yeah.
told us.
Yes, they're tumbling. Their friend is defying
Her brother.
death by crawling on this crazy spider web, and they're fucking tumbling.
They're like, we're doing 4 rolls, and you can see
As
the
far as she
zippers on
knows,
her costume.
maybe her only living relative.
Right?
Do a barrel
Right.
roll.
Long arm.
He's like, I made this arduous quest across this spider
And then
web
the Ewok who lives in
with
a
a
tree village is afraid of heights.
with a Valkyrie hat.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of heights. He's afraid
Oh,
of
look
this,
at
like,
that thing.
Oh, here we go.
$4 piano, visible piano wires.
All right, now I'll tell you right now, if I saw that exact creature coming at me,
I would start laughing
I would
so hard.
I would shit my pants and
No.
curl up in a ball on the floor.
It would be terrifying
I
because
would
it's not
say,
a
wow.
natural thing.
No, it's
I
horrifying.
mean, like, I would cut the wires holding
Yeah,
it.
I was gonna say, like,
If I was on set,
Yeah, point
I
of-
would laugh my ass off.
Right,
point of
right.
clarification, do I see the piano wires holding it up
Yes,
or
you
not?
do.
Then I laugh.
Right, yeah. And I go, wow, Spirit Halloween
I
got
probably,
really into this.
I probably jump, and then I laugh.
So this is the Force.
Yes.
This is an aspect of the
Yeah,
force.
so he's tapping into the force without knowing that.
The crystal is allowing him to focus the force at this creature and connect with it because the force connects all living things.
It surrounds us,
Yeah.
penetrates us,
Yeah,
Yeah.
penetrates us.
Gee.
Without Luke.
binds the
With
galaxy
or
together.
without.
Look at, I love the goo on its fangs.
That's not how the force
Come on,
works.
Woodsman.
None of this is in the There it goes. One chop.
One chop.
One strand, and there it goes.
That's a weak ass spider web.
Well,
I mean, he spent a lot of time working on that thing,
Yeah.
and it fall apart.
Yeah, he was
That was a load-bearing web.
ew.
You know, you gotta take that out, and the whole thing goes.
All right, so this is the giant steps that the Ewoks have to climb.
Gigantic steps.
Here's the thing is, I wouldn't think that, but they're also giant for mace, too.
Yeah.
They're Gorak steps.
But look, that one hopped right up there.
Yeah, he's like, fuck y'all, slow ass bitches.
Well, it has little mini steps.
Yeah.
It has little crags in there.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, he just stuck his hand right up that Ewok's taint.
It was a joke.
it's the same spider.
It's the same
No,
spider
it's
in a different location.
Totally different one.
I disagree.
Yeah, but we
It's
get to
a
see
different
Ewok.
spider.
We get to see Wiccan be a badass here.
Yeah, a little knife
He does
play.
shank the fuck out of this.
Yeah, he
Nothing
does.
like a good Ewok knife fight in international waters.
I
If you want
find
a toy of Wicket with a little shank,
I've got one.
he's got a little knife.
Wicket has a little knife.
Oh,
I
that's
kid you not. I am a little disappointed that Ichor didn't just flow out of that spider when Wicket stabbed it.
This
like straight up like Evil
Well,
Dead 2
Yes,
shit. Like, he's like,
yes.
They
Yes.
probably
Splash.
they knew that they'd have to have him in the Warwick Davis in the outfit for
Oh, right, they
6
couldn't-
days of
yeah.
shooting, so they can't.
And they're not going to pay for another outfit.
Right,
No.
right. You're right. They couldn't cover it in Spider View.
Nowadays they would CG
Does
it.
whatever a spider do.
yeah.
Nowadays they would CG it so they won't have to clean up.
Right.
That's
right.
why. That's the main reason why they do
That's
CG.
why CGI is great.
That's why they do CG blood in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
now, is
They want clean up.
It's
And
the
it
cleanup.
usually looks really
That makes
bad.
sense.
Sometimes it looks bad, sometimes it looks okay, but it's a lot of it's just it can take an out. You want a shot like an Evil Dead scene,
Right.
Yeah.
or like I mean, I think when they were shooting The Shining, Kubrick drove his crew mad because doing the elevator
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot
shot
of
because
cleanup.
then they have to clean it
Think
up
about
and do it
costuming.
again. Yeah,
Costuming, absolutely.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. No, that makes sense.
there's a lot of it does save a lot of time. But so here they are in Mordor.
Their teeth.
You know,
The Shining scene and
Made it to the
fucking
cracks
Ready
of
Player
doom.
One is fucking brilliant, by the way.
I haven't
Yeah,
watched it.
it's really good.
I haven't seen it
The
yet.
Shining scene is the best shit ever.
It's Evil Alf.
I had no interest in that movie,
What
but
movie is
Phantom Jr.
Ready
wanted to
Player
see
One.
it, so we went and saw it, and I ended up thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah,
I haven't read the book.
Of
I
course
don't know
you did.
anything
You
about
It's
it.
like
better than the
things.
book.
Huh?
Of course you did. You like things.
I don't like everything. I
It's-
did not like Incredibles 2.
That you didn't like it? Well,
It was okay.
I haven't seen Incredibles.
It wasn't
2,
great.
so-
I didn't even
Like,
watch it.
I
Ready
watched
Player
it.
One's
That was
basically just like,
I don't
here's
like
all these
Incredibles
things
that
you
much,
like
so
mashed
I'm
into
not a
one
fan.
thing, and it's a big nostalgia, warm
But
fuzzy.
that's not all it is, and that's why I
That's
ended
what
up
the book
liking
was.
it. That's what I thought it was going to
Toy
be,
Story 1.
but it actually ended up being more than that.
Yeah. That's 'cause you-
I've reached this point in my life where I just go see movies I think I'm gonna like, and it turns out I like a lot more movies that way.
No.
I do the same thing.
I just
I-
No,
go.
the lines don't get blurry.
If I think I'm gonna like it, because when I in my early years in LA, when I was with my filmmaker friends, we'd go 3 times a week and see everything.
Right, whatever.
We went and saw the core.
You don't have
every
that
night.
time. You don't have that kind of time anymore.
I don't have that time. I don't have. No, it's not that. I don't have, well, I don't have because I'm old.
That's picture.
Mortality is kicking. The sense of
Well, you're
mortality
old.
is kicking in.
And once you get a kid,
Yeah,
your time
2 of them
changes.
And then you get the kids, and then you get. But then you just realize your time is. I've also learned it's okay to turn off a movie.
Yeah.
Before it's over, which I never used to do. I don't walk out of movies, but
Yeah, I won't leave a movie in the theater.
Yeah.
Although I have done that once.
I don't have to finish a book if I'm not enjoying it. I don't have to finish a movie if I'm
I,
not enjoying
I
it.
give up on stuff now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is fine. Why waste your time on something you're not enjoying?
Yeah.
I give up.
Unless it's a job or something where you just kind of have to.
Yeah,
But-
I don't know.
Yeah, fair. Me neither, to be honest.
I'm on my 3rd one this year.
Yeah.
Well, technically, right now I'm not on any one.
All right, so we're closing in on the big climax.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the
what's this guy called? The Gorax.
The Gorax,
Al Jorgensen.
which is not the Lorax. He's not going to pick himself up by the seat of his pants and fly off into the Endor sky.
And
No,
he's not
he's
speaking for
Nah, he's
shit.
gonna
He
fly
actually, this
Big
thing
foot in your
actually
ass.
looks really good.
He's probably the coolest looking effect in the movie.
Yeah, he's one of the best designs.
Because
Like one of the
he's-
best
well,
executed.
almost-
It's a practical costume. It's
Right.
not.
He has kind of like an the early Chewie concepts. Like
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, he does look a little
Yeah.
bit like Zeb.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit like the Masters. I pointed it out and I can't remember his
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
name.
that-
Megator.
Yeah.
Megator, the 12-inch Masters figure.
And let's be honest, he looks pretty metal.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
look very metal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You bet
And he's got a big
Fox
giant
makes
axe
it
that they're carrying
I
around
know that
now.
metal's an adjective now.
It is.
Yeah, I love
It
it.
absolutely
Yeah.
is. I think the axe, I feel like the scale between them standing on it, and if he was carrying it, is maybe a little off.
I also completely doubt the physics of this.
Well, what are you going to do?
So
It's the Force.
based on movies,
It's not how the Force works.
Just like anything that's not explainable, you just be like, it's the Force.
Yeah.
it's the John McGuffin.
That's pretty much what this
So-
does anyway.
Based strictly on movies and television, I always thought the catapults were really easy to build as a kid, and I found out the hard way when I lacerated the underside of my eye.
What?
That,
Ow.
yeah. So I made a catapult, not well.
Last
when
week.
I was like 6. And I jumped on it, and the board came out from under my feet entirely, and the rock cleared my head, but the board came up and smacked me right underneath my eye. I think I have a scar under this eye.
I think that's a stunt, man.
Where it just like cut the shit out of it. And my dad was
Just wear an
home.
eye patch?
No, that was when I was older though.
Yeah, I've had to do that.
Yeah,
I had one when I was young.
Yeah, I did too.
I did. I had to coach.
We've all
judge-
3 had eye patches? It's
Yeah.
weird.
Eye
Yeah,
patch.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Eye patch?
Well, mine was
Well,
because of a mosquito.
You're going to learn today.
I was allergic to mosquitoes
Yeah.
when I was a kid, and I got bit right here, and it swelled my entire eye shut.
I think we need to
Like have the
induct
eye
Arian
patch
into the Eye
bed.
Patch Club.
Yeah, come here. We can find something.
Come here, buddy.
Give me a
There's a-
needle.
There's a whole Christmas tree.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
I got mad at my dad because he wouldn't buy me a VHS copy of The Halloween Tree, which was like the movie I was obsessed with when I was a kid. So I went outside and I was throwing his tools at a tree.
This story is not going at all how I
Oh yeah,
expected.
just wait,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wait.
This
So
is amazing.
I was mad and I was throwing his stuff like at this tree outside, and I grabbed a screwdriver and I was like, "Fuck you, Dad," or I probably didn't say "fuck you" because I was scared to say that.
Right.
But like I threw a screwdriver at the tree and I had the rubber backing on it, and it bounced back and hit me right in the fucking eye, and sent me to the hospital.
Wow!
Yeah, I had to wear an
So
eye
you
patch.
literally poked your eye out.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't even like a cool like Snake Plissken eye patch. It was like flesh colored. I was
No,
like,
that's what I had.
Yeah, I was like, fuck.
I
Mine
had.
was
You're like,
metal.
no, I want to look like it. If I'm going to do this, I want
Yeah, I
to
wanna
look
be
like
a
a pirate. I don't want
pirate,
to
yeah.
blend in.
I remember saying that. I was like, can you please just give me a black one?
I had a giant piece of metal that I had to tape to my face.
Oh god.
Oh,
I was
that was-
like 6 or
And
something.
I was judging.
Oh, did he squish an Ewok?
Killed an Ewok.
No.
I was judging cheerleading tryouts with one eye.
That's creepy on multiple levels.
It's not really safe to be spotting people doing gymnastics when you don't have depth perception.
Fair enough.
But
Yeah.
I did it, and thankfully it's because I'd been doing it for so many years. It was autopilot, and I was like, okay, that's fine. Because literally, like I had a piece of coax cable whip back like a snake and stab me right.
Holy
in the
shit!
Yeah.
I had
eye pain.
I had strabismus in my left eye until
That's
I
some
was
business.
until I was 16.
That's your,
Sorry,
yeah,
that's
that's your
made up.
business.
And when it's when your eye turns in, it's like being cross-eyed but only in one eye.
Oh God,
Um,
that sounds so painful.
I had it until I was 16, but when I was very, very young, they put the flesh-colored eye patch
Oh yeah.
on me to try and correct it, and it never did. And
Oh,
then
that Gorax is going to fuck
I
up
finally
my
had
Ewok.
laser surgery. Okay, we're coming in on little Ewok strabismus.
Yeah, I did want to point out that the actors playing the parents who were in this movie for like 10 minutes both have over 100 credits each. Acting credits each. They're both very accomplished character actors who've worked for a long time.
So more
The
than
kids,
anyone else.
Like none.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a correlation
Chop, chop.
there.
But the highest grossing actor in this movie by far,
Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis,
Yeah.
right? Sure, absolutely. He's still working. And matter of fact,
Yeah.
not only is he still working, but he still knows how to work the business because he'll talk about a Willow sequel
Yeah.
anytime anybody talks to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, Willow sequel, totally happening.
yeah.
Any day now.
Yeah.
Willow 2, right around the
Well,
corner."
really, he'd just take a Leprechaun sequel.
Yeah, well, but
Yeah, they just
unfortunately,
did one.
they're making the new Leprechaun without him.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
Okay, unless it's Dinklage, I don't want to hear it.
It's not Dinklage.
Okay, because Dinklage is the only one that I could accept.
No,
because he's a legitimate
but,
good actor.
but it is another
Oh, I think
little
it's 'cause it's
person.
kids.
Yeah.
And it actually kind of does look good.
It's
so.
it's another actor, and he said he didn't want to do it because his kids are too young to watch horror films right now. So he
Yeah.
said he doesn't want to do any horror movies, and he kind of weirdly has the ability to make that decision
Yeah.
because he's getting paid.
All right, so we've got this little stinker belt flying around the big giant thing. We've got badass Ewok chopping away at his toes. Gorax.
He's gonna need a eye patch.
I want a figure of Gorax. He looks pretty good.
Did they
I like him.
explain where the Tinkerbell
Oh,
thing came
no.
from?
Oh no!
Badass took a hit.
We don't talk about that.
Oh,
No, they captured one.
They
I know,
captured
but,
one
like-
in his rock.
And his
like,
rock,
where
and they just let
What
it
the
loose.
fuck are they?
They're just a little fairy thing. I
Okay.
don't know.
Don't.
The fuck is any of
It's
this?
the Force.
Oh my god,
And
no, it continues on.
Alright.
Badass guy has passed away,
And it's
Yeah,
very sad.
and everybody's escaping from the Gorax cave.
Oh yeah.
Only to find out
And the
that,
Gorax
that-
falls down the pit.
And now we have the Gorax falls down the pit,
Yeah.
and now we have a classic Star Wars wipe, and we have the Empire
Yep.
landing on the forest
Yeah,
moon
where the
Endor.
fuck
Well,
did
this is
that-
where they. This is what I like about this movie. This is what I was getting to. Is that where they connect it to the original trilogy?
Right.
That's all I ever wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And so here comes the space cruiser, and
So-
you're like, Jesus Christ.
Well,
Well,
they've got the Imperial shuttle, which
Yeah.
I've got the toy of on the shelf right behind
I'm
me.
bad
Yeah.
with names.
I didn't think
Lambda
they'd be
class-
able to
Lambda
have
class
the
shuttle.
budget to do that correctly in this movie, but they did.
No,
I think
and
it
it looks
extra
great.
footage
It looks good.
from
And they
the-
actually
Yeah, it might
have-
just be B-roll from Return of the Jedi.
Well, they actually have Julian Glover, though, leave the Imperial shuttle as General Veers.
And they have Danny Glover driving the shuttle.
Danny Glover is
That's
driving the
racist.
shuttle.
I'm too old for this
And
shit.
they're setting up the Imperial bunker that the rebels in Return of the Jedi end up
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, they're breaking ground. They're
Yeah.
laying, they're going to lay some concrete.
Which leads to the question, like, does this kid obviously must be dead by the time Return of the Jedi comes around? Because otherwise, why didn't the Wicked take him?
Well, they went back to their.
Well, no, the Ewoks, at this point, the Ewoks have gone back to Bright
Tree Village.
Tree
Yeah.
Village.
Yeah.
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 The Empire, this is almost like a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
yeah,
the Empire
And what you
landing.
miss is that they, after it's all said and done, now they've got 4 humans. They take them back and eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, good point.
Because-
You can't just cook 2 humans.
Right.
That's not
Yeah,
a
'cause
full
you gotta have
course.
No, they got a whole village to feed.
Well, that's why
Even
they're
thinking about cooking 2
That's
humans,
why they're
I'm hungry
wanting
right
to
now.
eat everyone in Return of the Jedi because they got a taste for human flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They got little,
Right.
I mean, they got little Macamees to feed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like, they got to do something.
So what's really happened here is our copy of Caravan of Courage has, for some reason, just stopped playing.
Brand new, out of the shrink wrap.
Out
Yeah,
of the shrink
literally
wrap.
Shrink wrapped.
Has just stopped playing. So we
Can I get a
mention
refund on
for a little
eBay
while.
2 months later?
I feel like, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
The worst part is if we do the next one, I'm going to have to go check it.
You're right. You're gonna have to
I'm going to watch it.
the
I'm going to
whole
watch it
fucking
3
thing.
times now.
We'll save that for next year.
So just know, needless commentary listeners, if you hear Battle for Endor at some point, our friend Chad has suffered through that movie 3 times.
Well, no, it'll be dozens of times in my
Well,
life.
okay,
But
dozens.
3 times as an adult.
But recently,
Yeah.
3 times.
yeah, no, it won't be.
So
All that
Battle of
happens
Endor
is
is the better one.
they knock the Gorax into the pit, and they're reunited, and they go back to the village. It's not.
do they do a big yub nub dance?
There's a little bit of.
So are the humans going to just like live with the Ewoks now?
The next movie, not to spoil anything, because I know everybody's on the edge.
Oh
of
no,
the
you can tell me.
seat.
I'm not
Picks
gonna
up,
watch it.
picks up like immediately.
Please don't spoil anything from 33 years ago.
Like it picks up like a week later or something, and what happens is the dad is trying to fix the ship because they've been separated from the ship, so they're trying to fix the ship so they can get off the planet. Is where we pick up. So they're not planning on they stay with them while they're trying to leave,
Gotcha.
and then they all die.
Nice.
Except Sindel.
Except Sindel, because if you love Sindel and you love Wicket, guess what? The whole movie in the second one, after everybody dies, is just Sindel and Wicket.
well, thank
All-
goodness for that.
It's a 2-hander with Sindel and Wicket being chased by a space witch and some
Space-
kind of.
Space.
Well, she's like an
thing.
Earth witch, but
Yeah.
it was space, just like the horses.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
And Wilford Brimley's there.
and Wilford Brimley's in it, which is one of the reasons to watch.
Yeah,
the movie.
I kept thinking the whole time that he's going to pop up. I thought he was in this.
He's in the second one. Like, he's how Sindel gets off of Endor.
You don't blow your Brimley load.
Yeah.
Well, you
in
gotta
the
hold that.
prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
save
gotta hold
him for the second part. So let's go around.
Uh-huh.
Sean,
Yeah.
prior
As he's looking at his phone.
prior to this cinematic experience,
Trying to find factoids.
how do you feel about Ewoks?
I was fine with Ewoks. I didn't have a problem with them. You know, again, once I learned that they were, their origin story outside the origin story we were originally given, I was like, oh, well, that would have been neat if they were killers and not teddy bears. But I never had a problem with them. I like them.
Having watched this film,
how
do you now feel
Ewok
about
genocide?
Sure.
Thank you. Blow up the whole planet. I'm with Ryan on this one.
Film is a generous term.
Yeah.
Ryan,
this is a TV special.
How has your life changed over the last few hours?
I'm like really mad. I fucking got here and I was like in a great mood. Like everything was good, and I'm like about to be on Christmas break. I'm like, man, shit is awesome. I love life, and now I fucking hate it all. I want it to all burn down. This is terrible.
I would take
the worst fucking shit I've ever seen.
So prior to this, because Chad and I essentially determined like this is our December commentary.
Yeah, because it's a bad movie.
It's
we never went into this thing that was
no.
good.
Oh
yeah.
But
it's not.
I did go in thinking, because I watched it when I was a kid and was unsatisfied.
Yes.
Maybe 20 years ago or so, I did what you did and bought a copy off of eBay, thinking it's Star Wars. I need to own it.
I might have my Star Wars
and
with my movies.
And I remember thinking, oh, this is really bad, but it's been 20 years, 15, 20 years, whatever it's been. And I thought, okay, I'll go into this again with my ability to appreciate cheesy shit and like corny tie-ins, and it's still bad.
Oh,
it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't know that I recognize anything redeeming about this other than I appreciate George Lucas's intention in I just want to make something fun for kids.
Yes.
And I'm curious to know what Phantom Jr. would think of this. And I suspect he would leave the room.
Yeah,
that's
I
my
think he would
suspicion.
absolutely hate it. Maybe leave the room.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old.
I think he'd go play Fortnite.
Yeah, he'd be
he would definitely. Well, he would definitely like do a Fortnite dance and then leave the room. Because that's everything now is like. But regardless, because earlier we were making a Christmas album because he's got a Christmas party at school and we were asked to do the music for it. And we were putting together the Christmas album. And literally, regardless of what the song was, there was a Fortnite dance to go along with the song. So like Holly Jolly Christmas, there was a Fortnite dance for it. So that's what would happen.
Burl Ives, best part of this movie.
Burl Ives.
Yeah.
Burl Ives narration.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Holly Jolly Christmas.
So Chad, this was your seed.
It was.
What
you made that way dirtier than it should have been.
Well, that's what I do.
Yeah,
that's what I do. I hosted a dirty game show for years. I had to do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Heard
about it.
How do you feel about where we've ended up?
Well, no one's wrong. It's a bad movie. I didn't have as much of a negative reaction because I've seen it many times.
Sure.
Like I haven't seen it in 20 years. But watching it, actually, I got a nostalgia flow. Like, because I remember it. I mean, the little stuff along the way, meeting the woodsman and the axe thing, when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah. Like, it was...
I get that, yeah.
It was just, I watched this a bunch as a kid. Said never thought it was great, but it was a Star Wars thing to put on while I was playing with G.I. Joe or toys or something. And, I think it was the original trilogy, these two movies, and, like, the Goonies that my brother and I just wore through when we were kids. But watching this, like, every once in a while there's a beat, like, I remember that. I remember that. Okay, so that was, I don't mind that part. Again, I'm more a fan of the theory of Ewoks than the execution of Ewoks. I think there's potential there. If anyone wants to see a cool depiction of the Ewoks, they should read Vader's Castle #4.
Issue 4.
Issue 4, the kids' comic.
The Wicket Man.
It's like the way that has a big straw Ewok. And it's a legitimately like cool little story about Chirpa and Logri when they're younger, written in a tone that I wish Ewok story should be telling. It's still a little silly, still a little goofy, but definitely more serious. They're definitely treated more as warriors and hunters.
Well, I think you can't approach the Ewoks without a bit of tongue in cheek.
No, but that's fine.
But you can still tell a serious story in that world.
See, I didn't have as much of a negative reaction as Sean and Ryan because I'm immune to it because I've seen it before.
Right.
They're looking at it going, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh yeah.
You're like, I know what the fuck this is.
Oh yeah, Mace falls in that pond. I don't know why he falls in. And I just was remembering it, and yeah, it's bad. But like I say, I'm fascinated with the history of the Ewoks, with how Lucas came to them. Fascinated with the original, like I said, the concept of them, and I think there is some cool things about them. But this movie was made on the cheap, on the quick. I don't know if it was a cash grab as much as him trying to make a movie for his kid, but not want to spend too much money on it.
I think it's genuine.
Yeah,
I think it's genuine.
Yeah.
I honestly don't believe it's as cynical as Lucas just wanted to make more money.
No, I'm sure it helped.
Sure,
because this launched the cartoon.
Yeah,
came out. The cartoon came out the next year, as well as the sequel movie. He said there were plans for a third one, but
What might have been.
just never panned out. And I think the second one kind of ends with a way where there's not really a third one to be had, at least not with the same characters. But it is what it is. But it's a piece of Star Wars history.
Yeah.
That I enjoy, and I'm happy to have my defective, apparently DVD on the shelf along with my Blu-rays. But it was I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much, but it's not a good movie.
Arian, how do you feel right now?
I mean, gonna need some therapy.
Just think about the spiders.
God, those things are so terrible. No, like I said, I remember this from when I was a kid, and I remember liking it when I was a kid. But that just goes to show you that kids are dumb, and their brains are literally not fully finished developing. So we should discount their opinions and send them to their rooms until they can be of use.
That's what I do.
Yeah. I feel, that was what was done to me, and I turned out healthy, so what's the worst that could happen?
Debatable.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
Sure.
Hush.
If it makes you feel better.
No, I'm kidding. But, no, this was bad, yes. But it was at times amusingly bad, so it had that going for it, which is nice.
Which is nice.
The Ewoks are all, like, horror show.
Yeah, I do like how horrible they look. I enjoyed how horrible they look.
They literally do look like they
look
were
very
costumes that people wore and like got the shit beat out of them
In the background shots.
Then sat in boxes for like a year or two, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do this thing. Okay, well we'll save money by like just reusing all this shit."
How do they look? Well,
They all look like they've been hit in the face with a shovel.
They're okay.
Every one of them.
We can use them. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a weird flick.
Sean, where can we find you online? What are you up to?
You can find me online at Theme Park Alchemy. That's mostly what I'm doing. That's my only job.
Are you going to make an Ewok candle?
No.
No, never. Ever.
But you can set it on fire.
We don't want to make a candle that smells like ass.
No, we'll make a Darth Vader burning candle before we do a new one.
Yeah. Strong lava scent. That's what I'm doing. That's where I'm at.
You should make a candle called High Ground.
That'd be popular. That's all the memes. Fuck you, I am again.
Ryan, what are you up to? Where can we find you?
Also, work at themeparkalchemy.com, and the Caspi Creatures, just give us a fucking Google. We're worth a Google. That's all I got.
January's a big month for you guys.
You're with the Google?
Huge month.
No.
Lots of shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
CaspiCreatures.com.
Are you his agent?
CaspiCreatures.com. It's not even a thing. Go there. I don't know. When does this come out? We have a show Friday and Saturday.
This will be out. Yeah, this will be out in time for the show, but nobody listens to this on time.
Oh, well then,
You're going to have to track down a copy of this movie.
You know what's up.
Yeah, that's right.
Be there tonight.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
Tonight,
Not even where
it's
we're at.
happening.
Be there tonight.
Just go to the Google. He's on the Googles.
Yeah.
Ted J. Shonk.
That is my Twitter handle.
Cool.
But I haven't tweeted in like a year.
A blaster sound? We got Ewok blasters.
But I haven't tweeted in like over a year. So
Solid.
That's
because Twitter is a fucking
it was making my heart hurt.
It's horrible.
Twitter's.
I'll probably hop back on when I have something to sell.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's when to do it.
We don't even.
You can catch up with some of my work on chadjshunk.com. where I got some free storage you can download and stuff like that. Check out my novel Proxy on Amazon for Kindle or paperback. And my movie I wrote a while back, Dakota Sky, is streaming on Amazon Prime, so you can watch that.
Not the X-rated.
It does not star the porn star, although we probably would have made more money. But it's a cute little movie. And yeah, that's it. And hopefully some projects coming up in the new year.
Arian, online.
Oh, I don't do things.
That's fine.
You pose with a
fine.
cat.
Oh yeah, I do. Like, if you want to see pictures of like pets and like fucking hipster food,
And his deceptively tiny dog.
yeah, you can follow at Such a Lazy Man on Instagram, and there you go.
Awesome. Thank you guys for coming out in the holiday season and having some Ewok fun.
Yup, nub.
Happy Life
Yup,
Day.
nub.
Just kidding.
Fuck this.
Happy Life Day.
That's a worky thing.
That is
Happy Life Day, Ryan. You're happy to be alive.
I got to tell Chewbacca Happy Life Day, and he was very appreciative.
Man.
Was it at Star Wars Celebration?
No, it was at Hollywood
Sean!
Studios.
Sean! Are you going to Star Wars Celebration?
Not this year.
Oh,
Expensive.
what?
Sorry. Really fucking expensive.
He doesn't have a
I don't have a job.
I've been sitting here watching Miracle on 34th Street as I've put this show together, and I've never seen this movie. Maybe I saw it when I was a kid, because it's definitely, like, my mom loves the classic Christmas movies. I don't think I've ever seen it, and I'm really enjoying it. It's good. I'm going to have to sit down and watch the whole thing uninterrupted by commercials and by putting a podcast together. It seems right up my alley. If you know the story of it, that will not surprise you. And that's another thing I've been enjoying the last few days that I've been off work is Freeform, AMC, and one other channel, not the Hallmark channel, maybe the Hallmark channel, have had Christmas stuff going on the whole time. So I've left it basically on those channels for the last few days, going back and forth. And Tom Cavanaugh from Flash, Wells, is in at least 3 Christmas movies, if not more. It's kind of crazy. And he's, of course, delightful. But in 2 of them, he plays Santa Claus, which is interesting casting. Well, he is the son of, I guess, the last century's Santa Claus or something. I don't know. That's the thing about these channels is I'm not sitting down and watching these whole movies. I'm leaving them on while I'm, like, doing other things, so I catch bits and pieces. I just caught the last half hour or so of whatever that movie was. But I definitely recommend you track down one of the Tom Cavanaugh Santa trilogy. I don't think they're all related necessarily. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas, if that's your thing. I hope you're having a wonderful time of year. And maybe having a wonderful time isn't your thing. Maybe you're like Arian. But whatever the case, I love you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Needless Things podcast. You're the best. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Downcast, or in the ears of a Trader Vic's employee. Love you. Mean it. Uh-huh.